Let's ride! You boys ready for a great raid?
Hello and welcome out to this week's episode of the Gamers Council. I'm your host, WEBDAVE, along with my co-host, the one and only Hargeet Chani. Hargeet.
How's it going, guys?
Going good, man. How are you?
Good enough. Pretty busy still, but I did get a little gaming in.
Good. Yeah, there you go.
It's all Crimson Desert, though. That's what I've been playing.
Great game, man. Great game. I bought it and played it about 10 minutes because
10 minutes. Okay.
I just can't get off Arc Raiders, man. I just can't do it. I just can't do it.
Wow.
No, I know, man. I know. So we have one of our old favorites coming back to us, who's going to get ready to hang out with again real soon. Less than a month, we're going to be hanging out with this man, Corkenstein. What's up, my friend? How are you today?
Doing good. Hi, everybody. Yeah, I've been playing the game that's not a game to some people, Mixtape. So that's been a pretty cool experience. Been getting into a lot of 3D printing lately. I want to print some cool stuff. I showed you guys, but I'll show everyone else. Print a 3D printed hype chain. I don't know. Is it coming out backwards for you guys? I can't.
Nope.
Oh, okay, perfect. Yeah, so 3D printed hype chain for FanFest. So I'll be having a bunch of these to give away and stuff if you guys see me in LA. But yeah, just been working. Got some really cool nerd stuff like this. I got a Daredevil mask that I 3D printed.
Nice.
So
you've been having fun, haven't you, sir?
Yeah, really getting into it, and hopefully I can start doing some really cool stuff. Like if you guys follow Ben Kenobi, he does the coins. Oh, yeah. Hopefully I can start doing some really cool stuff like that. Maybe do some custom Halo helmets for you gentlemen with your gamer tag and stuff. So lots of ideas are floating up here. I just got to catch them and figure out how to do it. But yeah, that's the plan.
Dude, that sounds like it's going to be a blast.
Dr. Frankenstein. You're putting me on.
No, it's pronounced Frankenstein.
Sorry.
Nice.
I had to get it out of the way.
Good. I love it. I absolutely love it.
Me too. So gosh, welcome out everybody. We have over 80 people now watching us live here on a Sunday. It's gonna be good. And happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, and for the ones that are watching, or the ones that have I guess I guess I got lucky. My daughter was off tonight, so she I was like, Mother's Day, what can I do? Oh, I can send my wife and my daughter out to dinner. And that's what I did. Send me the bill. You guys go have a nice, lovely Mother's Day dinner, and Dad'll stay here and do his podcast. Worked out pretty good. Oh, goodness. But they're not going to bring me back any steak. What's up with that? Like, what's up? So after the show, I gotta go to Kroger's and get me something from the frozen aisle. Man. Or I'll fire up the grill. Well, it depends on how lazy I am. I don't know. I got to tell you, we got a lot of things to cover tonight, but I had a blast last night. I got to play Arc Raiders, and I've been playing solo Arc Raiders since I got it. I thought, well, I'll build up my character, learn the ropes, and that's all I've done was play solo until last night. when graciously I got to play with FARK QUE. Yes, that FARK QUE and Holly, that blue number. We played Arc Raiders for quite a few hours last night, and wow, they're really good. And I'm sure I embarrassed myself quite thoroughly, but they were very gracious and very nice, very helpful too, very very cool. But they were patient with me. I will just say that. We had some fun for sure, but it was definitely it's definitely different playing with the group, and it's still a lot of fun. And we try to get to the servers that aren't so I don't know. We didn't run into gas because we would have all been dead. So no, I love gas, and hey, that's how he wants to play. That's on him for sure, and enjoy. But I'm just we like to have fun and get in there. But needless to say, the first time we're in and everything, and we're scrambling to get to it, we kind of got separated on the map, and I went a different direction, and yep. So it was like, ooh, Dave's dead. Yeah, Dave got deaded. It was hilarious. It was too funny. It was too funny. Yeah. So it wasn't my first death in the game, but it was the guy was definitely I guess a burnt peanut hit. he was calling it out and having a good old time at my expense, but that's all right. That's all part of the game. I know Hargeet does. We have a bunch.
Yeah. We have a couple of things to talk about here, huh?
And of course the screen's
all right.
up. Wow. Go for it, sir.
So Adidas, Hargeet, olives, and salute to all. Here's some olives.
Oh, hold on before you go on. Let me swallow that out a little bit. There you go.
Yeah.
Olives.
There you go.
Olives. For his best friend C Money, right?
And bot stand up. All right, and then we get Spartan gifted 50 WebDave memberships.
Wow. Holy shit, Spartan. Thank you so much. Your generosity knows no bounds. I really appreciate that, man. That is so nice of you. Oh, look, even that blue number and Scrub Nurse got a free membership. Yes. I like that. Oh,
and Spartan 6616 celebrates 27 months of membership.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Thank you, Spartan. That's awesome. You the man. Oh, look at that. FARK QUE. There he is.
Hey, FARK QUE.
We'll be seeing him in LA as well.
We will. Yeah. We will.
I
was FARK QUE. I don't know how long you've been listening, but we were just talking about you last night, and
which reminds me, actually, FARK QUE, reach out to me as well. I need to get your flight information.
There you go. We need to know when you're.
He's in our WhatsApp chat. So
yeah.
Oh, okay, perfect.
He is now. Yep.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. And speaking of FARK QUE, he gifts 5 WebDave memberships.
Thank you, FARK QUE. It's very, very nice of you. What a gentleman. What a gentleman. FARK QUE likes to dance a lot in the game, and also likes to set off the car alarms. In game, of course. Yeah, it's all right. Doesn't direct attention of ARCs at all. No, not at all. Nope. No. I think his new mantra is going to be like, let's send WebDave out as bait.
Nice.
And it's innocent, whatever. Sure, FARK QUE. Well, it's all right. Remember who's got the mic, buddy? Just kidding. Alrighty, I'm just playing. Woo-hoo. All right, guys, we got so much to get into. I thought it was a little bit of breaking news. I thought it was cool because it's. I mean, we've heard what they're doing over at Valve, as it were, and then this actually dropped ecstasies about an hour ago now, I guess. I'll love my friend. Right back at you, bud. Right back at you. But yeah, so I will let Hargeet read this, and I can scroll it up a little bit so we can make sure we're understanding what happened, what's going on.
Sure. From Ecstasies, breaking news: Valve already has the reservation system ready for the Steam machine. The hidden code in Steam has just revealed the details. Key details from the leak: there will be 4 Steam machine models. There will be 2 Steam frame models. There'll be a queue system. You sign up, receive an email, and have 72 hours to buy when stock is available. Anti-resellers: only 1 unit per account, which must be an old one with previous purchases. The system is identical to the one they used with the Steam Deck and the one they just reactivated for the successful Steam controller. Although there is still no official release date, the infrastructure is already tested and ready.
So yeah, pretty exciting, pretty good. I for a long time I was like, yeah, I don't really need one. Maybe I'll get one later. And now I'm like, Hargeet, I gotta get one right as soon as it comes up. I gotta get one.
All right, yeah, I'm not getting one, but yeah, you guys enjoy.
I will. I think I'm gonna get one. I'm on the list for the controller, but I haven't got mine yet. That was the old first day fiasco on that one. Didn't quite get it. Kept getting the error message like Paris got, but eventually I will get mine for sure.
You should have joined. There was a buying party in Kay Asante's Discord.
Steam machine / frame greater than Helix. Valve is the GOAT.
Valve is the GOAT. That is true, Dragon Pulse. Dragon Pulse. I do believe that is true.
I mean,
but
I can't really say that that's true though.
Well, the Valve is the GOAT. Oh, Valve's good.
No, that it's going to be better than Helix.
Yeah. Well, of course he's just blowing smoke because he's a pony, but that's okay. We'll let him spend his money here anytime he wants to. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate that. Oh goodness. But that's a horse of a different color. But yeah, so anyway, some exciting news if you're interested at all in the Steam machine. We know that it's been coming, but now it just seems like one more step closer to getting what we really want. So I think that's kind of cool. All right, Hargeet, where would you like to take this show tonight? Oh, we got some ones you want to call out? Go ahead.
I don't think they were looking at different RAM. It was different storage, if I remember right. Wasn't there like a terabyte or half terabyte or something like that? There was
one was half a terabyte, and the others was 2 full terabytes.
Yeah, so yeah, I think that's the 2 SKUs are that, and then there's 2 SKUs on top of that with controller, without controller.
Yeah.
So they are going to sell it without controller if you want them. So.
I'm not a pony. I'm PC gamer. Simple as that.
Fair enough. Sure. I'm big on PC too. That's what I'm using right now to do the show.
Yeah.
I don't game on it much, but that's just me, personal choice.
I do. I play on it on PC, but like I can't see a Steam machine being better than the Helix, which is probably going to be an order of magnitude more powerful.
Yeah,
like this is probably going to be somewhere in like the 5 to 6 T-flop, 7 T-flop range. That's going to be somewhere in the 50 to 60 T-flop range. We're talking order of magnitude more power. It's just not going to be the same.
Yeah. So that's all right. Well, we'll have that, and we'll see what we're like when we both get them. We'll get them both in our hands, right?
Yeah.
Did you see Music's comment? You'll have to pull that up. That's funny.
No, look, PC gamers, it's fine. Like, and some people are going to be excited about Steam Machine because it's a variant that gives you a console to Steam's library with some caveats, right? You do have caveats that it's not officially going to be able to play some of those multiplayer games. You'll have to deal with that yourself, right? But and then that's kind of another area where Helix as a console will just be better because it'll just out of the box you can just play all your Fortnites and all that stuff. It just plays it.
Yep.
Right. No tweaking and twerking needed. So, but there's uses for it, especially for games that are from Valve and a whole bunch of indie games. It'll work great. It's not going to be as powerful as PS5. So that would be a better entry point. It will be more powerful than the Series S, likely. So that's a good thing. But I mean, the price is going to be somewhere close to a PS5, if not more. So just keep that in mind. And if you want an Xbox Series X, it's right in that range too. And that's going to outclass it. Right. So, but it's not the Valve library. I totally get that. I totally get that. But Helix, I can't say Helix because it's going to play all the Steam games too.
Yep.
Yeah. And in terms of power, like Steam's not trying to invade the living room in that sense. They're not trying to be on that level with Xbox and PlayStation and Nintendo. They know that that's who kind of runs the living room when it comes to console gaming. They're doing what they usually do, and they're selling into their own ecosystem in a sense. They're not trying to get the casual consumer to buy into this thing. So they're not going to go bells and whistles with tech and hardware and stuff like that. Especially now because of how expensive everything is for graphics and RAM and things like that. It's really hard for them to go toe for toe against somebody like Microsoft or PlayStation, which who gets those specialized deals, when it comes to buying in bulk and those massive products and stuff. They get a little priority, and they also probably get a little sweeter deal because they're buying in the millions, not in the thousands kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, though on the flip side, I do actually want it to kind of do something. I just simply because I want Microsoft to have competition. I want Windows to have competition. That's where I really want that, right? Because this is Steam OS. I like that because I see them finally deciding, oh, we have to fix Windows. Crap. I like it. That's the game dev thing. Which it's not on our list, but the game dev thing that they did last week. There was a lot of new stuff going on in DirectX. And I'm like, I think that's because they see Steam OS coming. And they're like, oh, we need to actually compete. Okay. It could be that, or it could be Asha. It could just be like, what's blocking us from making all these changes? Oh, okay. Let's just do these changes. All right. There could be a combination of that. But yeah, I like it. I like that there's going to be something competing, and that's pushing Microsoft to actually do something. So ultimately, I do kind of want it to I don't want it to flop. I want it to be enough of an annoyance that Microsoft's like, we can't ignore it.
Right. I agree. Competition, that's
exactly. I like competition. I like it when it actually pushes people to give me more. That's always better for me. So.
Oh, exactly. And even though he said this, right?
So if this is about competition, let us have competition.
There you go. Let's see if he's a man of his word when it comes to that. Just saying.
All right. As far as next topic, right? Oh, you don't have them here. I do have them in the Discord, however.
I didn't put them up.
Should we do the other one? Let's talk about the other breaking news.
Which is
have that one lined up? The WWE.
You talking about this kapow.
Yeah, there we go. All right. So Gears of War E-Day is sponsoring WWE Triple Mania, potentially hinting at a September release date. The event runs from September 11th through 13th in Mexico City, exactly 1 month until the Xbox Games Showcase and Gears E-Day Direct. So, that's just noting right now when this came out, I guess. But the potential for that is rather interesting from a timing perspective. Also, just putting in the other side of it, PlayStation will be releasing Wolverine on the 15th. I don't know if there's going to be any like you see in a lot of other games, a pre-order a step up where you can get it early, like an early access. I don't think they usually do that though on PlayStation side, right? So, so the 15th is when Wolverine comes out. Could they be targeting the 15th? And then with Xbox, they always do an early access. And I guarantee you there's going to be one for this. It's going to be an early access. So, and that would put it on the 11th, right? On Friday. That's usually what the early access gives you. It gives you that Friday, the weekend, so you can play. So would it shock me? No. It sounds like a good enough time if they're ready to go, because that gives you some time for Fable to come out in early October. So let's see what they do, but this could be kind of interesting. I mean, what do you guys think?
Cork?
Yeah, I think this is a good chance, and this kind of fits in line with what I was talking about on Boom a few weeks ago. We were talking about release dates and Fable and stuff, and this kind of falls in line with my prediction on Gears, probably mid-September, late September, and then you're gonna have Fable, which will break up that like MP part of Gears, so it doesn't collide with Call of Duty's multiplayer. So you'll have probably mid-September. Late September for Gears, and then probably early October for Fable, and then you'll have late October, I think, for Call of Duty. And I think that lines up. I wouldn't doubt too that they're probably like on top of early access. They may even do a beta, like a tech test or something like that. Open beta weekend that might fall in line with these dates. As Triple Mania is happening, guess what? You could also play Gears of War into the beta stages, or tech test or something, a free multiplayer weekend or something to hammer out the servers and things like that. So there's a lot of possibilities here. It's definitely a good get, especially with a lot of the younger and older crowd that still love wrestling and watch wrestling, and WWE's the biggest. So yeah, a lot of people that grew up on old school WWE, they also grew up on original Gears of War. So it's a smart partnership, and yeah, I wouldn't doubt that this is signaling, because I think Doom did this as well. Dark Ages, I think, did it last year with WWE, and then I think they released like 2 weeks later, or something like that. So it's not out of the realm of possibility for something they've already done and they saw that possibly worked well for them, that they would do it again.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I think it's gonna be good. And obviously, like you said, big tie-ins, big promotions. Those are the things that we really that it needs. We need to have those. We need to. Thank you, Bram Stoker. Anyway, we'll mention that in a minute. But but yeah, obviously, it's I think I'm sure there's something that's been in the works for a while, but it's doing nothing but given goodwill, because that's really what they need to do. They need to promote. They need to push. They need to make sure that they have got all this stuff out there, and hopefully, maybe there'll be some kind of bundle or something to help get people fired up. There's a lot of talk about maybe exclusives coming back, not coming back, tie-ins, advertising, that kind of thing. How do you promote your business? How do you get Xbox back up to the forefront, or maybe even surpass everything else? Well, you're really going to have to advertise it. That's what you have to do to make it work. And this is definitely a good one, because this is definitely a good way to do it. It's going to get your eyes on a lot of people, and a lot of people that play the console for sure, and play games. And this is going to be a big one. From what we're understanding, less than a month, when we get to see that the presentation, from I guess rumors and behind the scenes and some whispers and stuff that I and other people have heard, that we're not ready for what they're going to show. That it's truly going to be next gen. Hardware, gaming, graphics, and effects are all going to be in full view. Because it's the current gen console only. This is not going to be a game that's coming out for the older systems. It's going to be for the newer ones. And as of right now, they haven't announced any other platforms. We shall see. We shall see. Anyway, anybody else have any comments after my comments? I was going
to say it'd be cool too. This would be something that, like you said, they could bring back those old school. I know Boom said it as well. These old school consoles where, especially if this is going to be the end of last gen, which you're already seeing with Call of Duty, and I wouldn't doubt more players are gonna, or more developers and publishers are gonna move away from last year's console. Hey, you can get into the Xbox ecosystem now for, the Series S. Here's a Gears of War custom Series S, a Gears of War custom Xbox Series X. Do bundle deals again, save, get Gears of War E-Day for free, or get a year game, or not year Game Pass, but like a month of Game Pass for free to try Gears of War E-Day and to try their other stuff. They could do some really cool bundles here, and do something a little more than just, because that's all that is just a shell on the outside. So it wouldn't cost a lot, at least from my perspective, to get something. I know they had the custom wraps for a little bit that they were cool, but I don't think they really took off that well. Or maybe they just didn't have a plan. They just thought something cool. And but yeah, that seems like a missed opportunity. Or maybe this is where they realize, like, hey, these are cool. Why don't we just do custom consoles again? It's still the same hardware, so we're not changing anything there. We're just adding a coat of paint, essentially. So yeah, it'd be cool if they started to bring back those limited edition consoles for it.
Well, I agree. Even better is they could just put it in Design Lab, and I don't understand why they haven't already done it. It's such a simple thing. You don't have to do anything but just add the infrastructure. I understand the infrastructure does take a little bit of time because you have to add all that stuff into your ERP. I get that, but simple enough. Come on, you already have it. Add it in, and people will pay extra. Trust me, they will pay extra to get that special edition console. Now, if they do something really cool, like they do with that Gears Edition console for the Xbox One X, I may just have to pick one up.
I'm with you. And what if they made just like even if they, cause something easy and simple, they would just, when it's going through the assembly line and just have like a blood red shell, you know what I mean? And a matching controller with maybe some art on
Or
it.
whatever the theme is
Cool.
going to be, because the last one, the 1X, it was because it was snow, so it was white, and it had a white holographic gears. Like, oh, it was so beautiful. Dude. It was so mint. But anyway, whatever the theme is, it would be so cool if they actually did that. Like, but hey, we'll see if they try for something like that. I just wanted to point out that right now, this is something I haven't really seen a lot of, but is there right now. I'm going to throw it up in the private chat. But there's a console bundle for Forza Horizon.
There is.
Oh, and it's a pretty good deal for those who may not have already bought. I don't know if I can just put it in the chat. I think I should be able to, right? So I'll just put it in chat as well.
Oh yeah, look at that. And that is a really good deal.
And it's a fantastic deal. For $10 more than the base console, you're getting the game and the special edition controller, plus the controller that already comes with it. So you get 2 controllers and the game, Forza Horizon 6, for $10 more than the cost of the console. So you're saving, like what they're saying, $150. That's a pretty good deal. That's for the US. I don't know what it's like elsewhere, but at least they're trying to do console bundles again. Yes. Now do one for Call of Duty. God damn it.
Yeah. And like Broke Boy said, it's not a quote unquote an official bundle, but it's one that they built from at Best Buy. I don't know if it's going to be available anyplace else.
No, I'll tell you outright. This is Xbox doing it. They can. Cool. Best Buy wouldn't be able to do it. This is happening because Xbox has made this official thing with them.
Nice.
This is how that works. I'm sorry. It's
no,
just,
cool.
They're not doing this on their own.
Yeah, they're probably subsidizing the price for them and everything like that. There's no way Best Buy would take a loss like official. This. Yeah.
Yeah, they wouldn't. Because Best Buy doesn't have that margin, right? They don't have 150 on that console. They don't. They just don't. So
what about
absolutely going to be through Xbox?
Now we were talking about, all right. So there is we have a poll up right now that if anybody wants to participate in, and this is part 1 of a 2-part poll. Would you buy a limited Xbox console, meaning like the current gen console, but one of these special edition ones? So we got that poll up now. So so it's going on right now, that poll. We got about 40 votes.
I may indulge in this one. We'll see. There's so many, and I hope they keep doing it, because like the one I want is Fable. I want my Fable freaking box. Are they going to make a Fable one? I want to see something cool there. And I wish they had done a better job with Forza on that controller. I just don't like the design of that controller. I would have liked a Japanese theme, but they didn't do that. It's just kind of a fancy, colorful thing. I don't know, but
well, and
I am liking the fact that they're giving you this as an option.
Go ahead, Cork. You want to say something?
Yeah, I was gonna say like a cherry blossom, like across like the Xbox Series console, like that would look pretty slick with like a car drifting across the side of the console, not like an actual physical car, but like painted so it looks like it's drifting across the console. Like that would have been pretty badass.
Yeah. So there's also, I guess, a lot of fan art out there.
Look at this. Walmart and Target's are fully stocked with that. That's awesome. And Broke Boy says, hey, they've done bundles like this before. That's awesome. They've been able to do bundles with them. So hopefully for other major games.
Yeah.
But I haven't noticed. And again, I'm not on social media, so I don't see these things. But like saw this and like, whoa, wait a minute. That's cool.
Have you seen this?
Trend continues.
So this is
that's
nice.
Is this
by
official?
Ian.
No, this is not official.
Okay. Yeah.
But man,
if it was official, where's the buy button?
Yeah, exactly.
That's Ian. You'll probably see him at FanFest as well. He's a longtime FanFester. Really, really good dude. He's been doing custom stuff. He had a Wolverine one. He had a whole bunch of different ones. I think a Fable one as well, that he's been doing these concept arts. Really great guy. Really cool dude.
Yeah, but look at that, man. Doesn't that look? When you buy that in a heartbeat? Hell yeah!
Oh yeah, good. I hope they make the actual console and that controller with it, everything.
That would be awesome.
We got Xbox. If you're doing it, make it an elite as well. Make it elite. And by the way, where's that Elite 3? Is that coming out?
Oh, I don't know, Hargey. Maybe we'll hear some announcements this year.
I was gonna say
yeah,
June. Yeah.
Let me get these out of the way. Somebody named WEBDAVE gets it 5
Here's the
WEBDAVE
handsome lad.
and then our friend FARK QUE, aka Bram Stoker, gifts 5 WEBDAVE memberships. And then the Deceiver gifts 5 WEBDAVE memberships.
Thank you, Deceiver. We appreciate that. And thank you, FARK QUE and Bram, for gifting memberships in that name.
Awesomeness.
It is awesome. So we do appreciate it because the more people that get in. And of course, with that, when you get a membership, and of course, like Spartan did 50 of them. Oh my goodness, that's crazy. That you actually get access to the emojis. And I don't know if you checked out the emojis for tonight's show, but there's a few new ones on there. There we go. So of course we have we have all the traditional ones there, but since it's that time of speculation, we put back the tinfoil hat because we'll be doing a little tinfoil hat in here in a little bit tonight. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, we even have the Asha. There we go, Asha Sharma. There you go. So that is now available as an emoji as well and we still have the traditional Phil Spencer one because he's still there, even if he does her assistant. No, and then what he said on his little thing, Asha's assistant.
Asha's assistant. Yeah.
It was hilarious. Hilarious. And hopefully he's going to be at Game Fest this year as well too. It'll be good to see Phil again, and hopefully we'll get to meet Asha. That'll be super cool. I think we will, but we will see. We will definitely see. And just a heads up, we're definitely I know Hargeet is going to be shooting a lot of videos and having a lot of fun, and so will I, and we'll all be uploading stuff on our various different channels, and I know Cork is going to do so as well. So, if you get a chance, follow and subscribe. All of us, all the information is in the description of this video for each of us as well. So definitely want to check that out. Get on there and sign up and make sure you hit the bell icon because there'll be a lot of good stuff.
Is there a Matt Booty emoji?
Not yet, but I will make sure that happens for next week. So we'll get our booty on.
Always use peaches.
It always use peaches. So you can if you do the oh yeah, I guess you're right. There we go. Yeah. Mhm. Search for emotes. Oh yeah.
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 Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, we got another one.
Some think Xbox shouldn't try to push console sales.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that because I think there's an assumption that next gen is going to usurp Series S and X. I don't think that's the case. I think they're going to keep selling Series S and X, so there's no reason not to shore it up. If they can, why not?
Yeah, I mean they're gonna go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I was gonna just say and it's not like Xbox has to sell consoles because that's not the only way to spend in their ecosystem. That's why they opened up their ecosystem to PC and PlayStation and other places. Is they're not limited to like PlayStation and Nintendo are, where that's the only way you can jump into their ecosystem is via consoles. So do they need consoles? Sure. I mean, they don't. Or should they have consoles? Sure. But it's not like they need to only focus on consoles when you have so many open entry points into their ecosystem. But they're not going to, I think, 30-40 million or something like that. They're not just going to turn their backs on those consoles, on those people that prefer console. They'll keep doing consoles and stuff like that. It just might not be one of their biggest priorities, depending on what the Helix does.
Agreed. I did like this comment from Sappho. Let's see if I can find it. There it is.
They won't need to. PS is killing themselves. I don't know about that, but but there are some interesting things happening there. We'll definitely get into that.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely get into that. Ouch. Words. I hate that for him. But anyway, Fuzzy Belvedere is in their chat too. What's up? There's so many great members of the community.
Hey, Fuzzy.
Holly's here.
See him down there?
Yeah, exactly. He'll be there. It'll be exciting. Get to meet him in person. So looking forward to that. So a lot of great people, members of the community. And if you can't make it, don't fret. We'll have a lot of coverage. We'll be talking about it. We're gonna have a big show hopefully right before we leave with our final thoughts and speculation the weekend before, and then the weekend of it's later the day after the show happens. So God willing, like we did last year, we're going to try and do a live either from the hotel room or from the lobby. One of the two. We're going to try and do some kind of podcast. We'll see what we can get away with, but we're definitely going to try it for sure. And who knows who might stop by? Just saying.
Sure.
We shall see. You just never know. Somebody might walk by and be like, "Hey, here's a mic." Just kidding. Oh goodness. So we have over 250 people watching us live right now. Thank you all so much for being here, whether you're on X or on YouTube. We appreciate you very much. If you did get a YouTube membership, it is, like I said, it's just $1 if you want to buy one for yourself. We don't really push them that much, but we do appreciate them because it gives you access to emojis, and to us that's all the big part of being able to interact with the community and interact with people in the chat. So that's a lot of fun and enjoy. And we do appreciate it greatly. So thank you so much for that. And we do have TTS on tonight. So yes, you can get a little crazy. I know sometimes Dave Reese gets a little wild, but we will see. We will see. It does have voices, and there is in the description below the link to TTS, so you can find out exactly what voices and what different sound effects you can bring to your own personal comments. Almost every time after I say that, we get something crazy, but we'll see. Who knows? Maybe it'll be nice and gentle. I doubt it. Hargeet, where would you like to go next, my friend?
Yeah. So, do we want to do the exclusive thing? Well, first thing we should know. Hey, we just talked about Forza Horizon 6. It's gone gold. I don't know if there's really much more discussion needed there, but it's gone gold. Apparently, you were saying Corkenstein that might have leaked. Oops.
Yeah, it looks like on Steam. I've been reading some stuff. I guess they uploaded. I guess they're trying to do like the preload update, but they put all the files out there or something of what it's in the preload, something like that. And I guess people are playing Forza 6 earlier or something like that. I gotta look more into it. I barely read it, like literally right before we came on or started the show. I was seeing somebody posted about it being leaked early. Same thing with Lego Batman. Looks like Walmart was giving out review codes instead of the consumer codes. They were given, so people are playing Lego Batman early. I guess the digital code, but I tried to buy it literally like 15 minutes after that leaked, and they already stopped it. They said the policy team canceled my order.
Got it.
Womp womp.
Got it. But yeah, so it's gone gold. It's now out. It's available for some people, but it will be. I mean, early access is this week. It's the 15th. It's on Friday. So it will be playing. It'll be playable on the 15th, and a lot of people are doing the reviews.
Yep.
So hopefully it'll be really, really good.
Yeah, I'm excited for that myself. I'm pretty excited for that. Sure. I took took a few days off because I'm off that weekend. Of course, we'll have a show next weekend for sure. But yeah, so I took a few days off before the weekend after, so I can get a little more game time in.
Nice.
Anyway, yeah, I'm excited. I am excited. I did not buy the controller or the headset. I mean, they look cool to me. I mean, I understand some people are thinking it's a little whatever, but hey man, the more stuff out there, the merrier. And hopefully they'll get even more creative stuff. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be big. And well, let me just since we're talking about that, let me pull up this. Where is it at? Here we go. Kapow. Kabing. So we were talking about advertising, right?
Look at that.
Yeah. And this is in Japan.
And look at the logos. Xbox and Steam.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's
I think that's in Shibuya.
Yes.
Yeah. Nice.
Yep. So the marketing out there heavy, and that's that's a lot of people have been saying for a long time. This is where they want it to go. This is where they need the franchise to head to. This is the drifting capital, all that kind of stuff, and then all the elements, the different gameplay styles that are in this open world. Covers a big area of Japan. Lots of different terrains, and I guess ecosystems are going to be spread throughout in Japan. So it's it's going to bring everything from neon cities, streets to to the mountain ranges and all kinds of stuff. It's going to be good. I mean, the expectations are through the roof for this game. Already people talking about that have played it are talking about this is we started and we don't want to put it down. So it's pretty good. You think
hopefully it'll be really good, man. There's all sorts of new things they're doing in it too. I'm kind of interested. We'll see what happens. I'm not a racing guy, but this is the game I usually play on the racing side though, because it's just more fun. There's just fun, useful things that you can just tool around and not have to do actual racing simulation. So I kind of like just driving around, having fun. So,
I'll be interested to do with drifting. I think drifting is going to be really, really cool because it's a big
and I'm sure there's like drifting like modes or whatever, like actual races or whatever the way they make you do all that. I'm sure they have some interesting stuff going on with that, right? But we'll see, right?
Yeah. Cork, what are your thoughts on this, man? You like that? Like how they're advertising big way like this?
Oh yeah, especially in Japan. I mean, when people are like, "Oh, they're pulling out of Japan. They're not gonna do anything in Japan anymore," and "Oh, woe is me" because of the studio closure. And it's like, no, they're heavily still investing in Japan, and this is just more further proof of it. With bringing out a Forza game in Japan and now marketing in there. I can't wait. I'm like Hargeet. I'm not a big racing fan. But if there was a game, this would be the game I'd be playing. It was a ton of fun. I had a lot of fun with 5, and I know my buddies play it as well, so it'd be pretty cool. I'm hearing a lot of great things as well about this game from people that are reviewing it. So I'm really, really excited for this. I hope to see more, marketing stuff in Japan, especially, it's such a beautiful place. I went there last year and I just absolutely think about it almost every day, how I want to go back. And this will kind of scratch that itch, of going back to Japan by driving around the streets of, Shibuya and Akihabara and stuff like that. So
easy for you to say.
Drac Pulse had a $2 Steam logo. PC isn't Xbox exclusives.
True.
No, I think they need to have the Steam logo there because like there are probably enough PC players in Japan that can then pick it up. Xbox is a very, very small percentage of market share over there. So I think it's a good idea to advertise that as Steam. But yeah, whatever. I mean, PC kind of is Xbox. It's literally Xbox mode on Windows.
Yep.
But anyway,
for sure, PC is Xbox. That's for sure. Let's see. What was it gonna? Let me pull it up here real quick. But I'll find it just a second. Oh, well, anyway.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I can't find that. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know if you want to continue with this, but I can set up that new poll, right? So your current poll, I think there's been enough responses, 94 votes.
Yep.
It's pretty much 70-30. I don't know if we want to close that one.
Yep.
So people would definitely buy some special edition, limited edition consoles. That's kind of a missed opportunity. Hopefully Xbox is listening and they'll actually do something with it. All right. So I will set up what we're going to talk about, and then we'll set up the actual poll. So I was on with C Money Friday night, and C Money is not for exclusives, right? And I'm kind of on that as well. I don't know if the exclusives are really going to do anything, but I recognize because I put out like polls in various chats to say, all right, is the brand being damaged by not having exclusives? And it was like 70-30 yes. So like, okay, so that means exclusives are something that people want. Fine. What would be a good way to do it? So C Money came up with an interesting idea. And his idea is that like, fine, everything's exclusive for a timed window, with a caveat. So there'll be a little progress bar of how much they need to make, right? Not in dollar amounts, but just a progress bar of how much they need to make to just keep it exclusive. So they can put out a game, say South of Midnight, and say they have like a target number they need to make. And part of it gets done by Game Pass, but then the rest of it is on the buyers, right? So if you want that to stay exclusive, that green bar has to go all the way, or whatever bar, but that progress bar needs to fill up. If it fills up, it's not going anywhere else. It stays on Xbox, and I'm sure it'll be on Steam. That's probably never going to go away, right? So Xbox and Steam. And then if it doesn't fill up, then it's going. It's going to other platforms, and everybody can see it, right? So if it doesn't fill up by whatever time frame they expect, that game will then it'll be visible to everybody that, hey, that didn't make it. Therefore, you should expect it on other platforms, right? That can be big games or small games. So that gives you the opportunity to say, oh, well, if I buy the the Forza Horizon 6 Ultimate whatever upgrade, that's $60 goes towards that bar, and therefore it'll potentially not ever go to PlayStation. Just say it's an interesting concept. I don't know how people will like it. I don't know how people will hate it, but we figured let's throw it out there. That's a way to balance the, hey, we need to make money, and B, well, you can make the money here by just letting your consumer know, hey, it's got to hit that threshold before I say, okay, I'm moving it over there. So if, say, Forza Horizon 6, their threshold is, I don't know, just take a wild guess of, say, $400 million I want to make. And they get to 310. And they're like, oh, sorry, it's going. Have a nice day. It's going over. Right? Just saying, right? So that could be something they could play with as a potential option, right? Obviously, we're going to exclude things like Call of Duty. That's going to go. That's going to always go. Don't worry about it. It's always going to go. So we're not going to talk about that. But
what's good, panel and chat? I got the bonus edition.
All right. Thanks, Lemon. Appreciate that. Awesome.
Nice.
Awesome. So Hargee, not to interrupt you, but there was a comment I had on screen. I don't know if you want to put that back up. But
what was the comment? Sorry.
Well, let me go back and find it. Let's see. Well, shit, I can't find it now. It's been a few of them since then. Let me start back here. Go back up. Let's see here. Basically saying, well, how would that work if it? Here we go. Gray out once you use them. So that's the way to tell which one's your. So how would that work because of Game Pass? In other words, what would be the? In other words, I'm thinking that like if for example, to make this work, if it got played in Game Pass, then that would count toward the percentage of Game Pass, which would count.
There would be an amount that they get paid. That's up to them to work out internally. But as I said, there would be a Game Pass amount that would already be there, right? So, hey, they've already paid up for it. And if they have additional capability to say 10 hours were played, 20 hours were played, therefore this much increment of Game Pass revenue goes to that studio for recognition, right? That's all for them to work out the numbers for Game Pass, right? But there would be a chunk of that progress bar that would be Game Pass. There you go. That much is done. The rest is up to you guys. So, but again, this is just an option that we're throwing out there as a potential that gives them the best of both worlds. If you want the exclusivity, make sure the revenue gets to that level. If not, then expect the game to go. And it's up front in your face. Here's the bar. You can see it at any time, right? Where are we, right?
Yeah.
So
and it's just an idea. It's just a proposal.
Yeah. It's not like they have to do it. It just seemed like an interesting idea, right? It gives us the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
So
there is one comment there. And then how do you want to word the poll? I mean, you want to give me a short sentence and I'll put it up?
C Money's exclusives idea.
All right.
Is that good enough?
Yeah.
So hopefully they've already seen it, right?
Let's see here. Start a poll. We'll call it the C Money plan.
So obviously Magnum doesn't like it.
So make it simple. The C Money plan, yes or no? What are you guys thoughts on that? Go ahead. You want to read his comment?
Yeah, so it sounds a good idea, but it would be a double jeopardy for the devs. If you don't get enough, you would have the devs work more work for the port. Then if it fails again, you lose more. I mean, I'm not sure I follow on that part of it, but there will be a port. Yep, absolutely. They'll have to do a port, but it will be delayed, right? So everything would be a timed exclusive, right? Except for COD, obviously. Like those take those out, but it would all be timed, and they don't necessarily have to work on the port. Then they could just say we'll wait, and then if it makes its thing, we're done. If not, then we'll make the port, right? And so it could be a 6-month delay after that, cutoff. Whatever it takes for them to make the port.
22 TH54 celebrates 16 months of membership.
Thanks. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Music 72 C Money Plan, make mustard and olives exclusive.
He wants all
Inside
the
joke. What is the C Money Plan? Well, we just went over it. So it's you have a timed exclusivity for all games, right? All the ones that would be exclusive. And then you have a little progress bar of how much they expect. They want to make X amount of revenue for that game, right? And they're not going to tell us the numbers, but there'll be a progress bar as to how many people buy whatever, right? If it's expansions, it's DLC, it's whatever it is, right? Or by the whole game, that will keep incrementing that bar, right? So as that bar gets to a certain point, right, it gets to their threshold, it stays exclusive. If it doesn't get to that threshold, the game will go over to other platforms. That's it.
That's his plan. So that's it's a hypothetical. It's just we're just seeing what see what
something
interesting are in. Looks like it's heavy on a no right now. So we'll see. Well, it's worth to listen to. And then Fuzzy's got his. Do you see it? It says
no to C Money Plan. Check my plan, which is this. Activision Blizzard games are multi-platform day one, with exception of new IP, 12-month exclusive to Xbox and PC. And then everything else stays exclusive? Or so what happens to Elder Scrolls, for instance? And what if they say Elder Scrolls has to make, let's just take a wild guess, $700 million. And they're like, well, we're not getting it from Xbox and Steam, so we're going to push it on PlayStation and Switch.
That's the other part.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. So that would be the thing you'd have to work through, right? So I mean, everybody likes to spend other people's money, right? It's obviously easier to say, hey, I'll just spend Microsoft's money, and they should just make everything exclusive, and who cares how much it costs? Like, okay, cool. On the flip side, they still do have to return some profits, right? So, and you also have to understand that part of this is for the studios themselves, because those people who are working on the games, I don't think their incentive structures have changed. So the incentive structures used to be, my game sells, I get money, right? It's not just my salary, I get bonus, right? Because my game sold well. And if that goes away, fine, you have to replace it with something. And I think this has been a problem with Game Pass. They're like, how do we make that work? So that has been a headache, right? So I don't know. That's why I think they.
Any thoughts on this
games to go everywhere?
No, in theory, it's a good idea, and it wouldn't cost them that much money, because I mean, most of the development's already done. This is why ports work, is because they're pretty ineffective, and you look at a better chance of making back your ROI, which is the return on investment. With ports, is because they're significantly cheaper. You're not adding new voice work. You're not having to design new things. You're not having to do any of that. That stuff's already done. The coding's already done. You're just working the code to fit the architect of the platform you're putting it on. That's all you're doing. And so it wouldn't cost them that much to come out with a port to do this, if that's the case. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm not a big fan of exclusivity. I will die on that hill. But I was also a former developer, so I know the blood, sweat, and tears that you put into developing. People think video game development's easy. It is not. It is very time consuming. You're away from your family and friends for very long periods of time, and that is your life. You basically live at the studio. And for them to just say, no one, we're only going to let these people see your game. It's kind of a disservice to the devs, because they want everybody to see the stuff that they literally.
David, rolling on the floor laughing emoji.
Go ahead and read that again, Hargeet. You're muted.
Mac 22TH, $2. I'm for They get nothing and like it, King David. So in other words, he's for the plan of they get nothing and like it. That's the King David plan.
Yeah. That is King. Sorry there.
No, all good.
I tried to catch you before. I didn't look over catch it in time. Sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, all good, brother. Yeah, so I'm not a big fan of exclusivity. We've already seen the 12, next year. That whole thing. Sony tried it with their PC exclusives, and look how bad they did not do great with their rollout. So I think the sweet spot for timed exclusivity, I'm for timed exclusivity. That makes sense. That it gives your platform value. But it also allows consumers to spend and buy and play the hobby we love, and that's video games. So I would say like the sweet spot is maybe like 3 months. 3 to 4 months is like the sweet spot on where you're not losing out on hype. The game is probably just barely starting to try. Unless never mind. I was gonna make a shot at Concord. Where after 3 months, you'll see the game kind of trend downwards on sales. This would be a chance for it to pop back up and you gain that new steam. We've already seen that it doesn't work with PlayStation doing year out timed exclusivity. People are like, there's already bigger, better games out right now, and we're not going to pay $60-$70 for a year-old game. It just didn't work. So if they are going to do the timed exclusivity thing, and maybe they do that progress bar, who knows? I can see people using that as also like the con of it. People using it as a way to console war even more. It's like, oh, look at not even Xbox wants to buy their own games, that kind of thing. It can do the opposite effect and hurt people as far as marketing goes. This game isn't even worthy of Xbox buyers. And it just sets a bad tone and precedent. So it has its pros, but it also has some pretty significant cons as well. I think in theory it sounds great. I just don't know how well it would work. Hopefully maybe Game Pass subs, like I said, are included in that. People are joining Game Pass Ultimate to get into the ecosystem to play this game. 100%. That should definitely count towards that progress bar. It's like I said, it's a cool idea in theory.
Yeah.
And Spartan gifts another 50 WebDave memberships.
Wow. Sir, thank you so much. That's insane. That is amazing. And we
crazy.
greatly appreciate you doing that for sure.
If you like this video, please hit the like button.
Oh, yeah. Spartan, thank you, sir. We really appreciate the generosity. That is awesome. And if you get a chance, if you got one of those memberships, please make sure to thank Spartan for that. We appreciate you, Spartan. That's awesome. Over 308 people watching us live right now. And, we are definitely just getting, just getting around, trying to check out some of the stories that are going on, see what's happening. There's a lot of good stuff out there. A lot of info. And of course, I would want to go ahead and close that poll out. Let's see it. That's it. Oh, we got one read here.
Also have to take into account people lie in polls.
Do they? Shocker. Let's see. There we go. There is the poll final.
65-35.
Yeah.
Interesting.
On 82 votes. Yeah. I actually thought it would have been bigger on the nose than that. So there you go. People want, we don't, the plan is a plan until it's not the plan. And right now we need to know what their plan is, what the new plan is, because, we hear you, it's just kind of a tagline for that.
The whole discussion of property tax going on over here. I don't know why, but anyway, I don't know where that came in from, but our chat's talking about property taxes.
I'm against property tax. I think
my answer to property taxes is they shouldn't exist. I don't get it.
Exactly. Yep. Let's see. So let me go to the screen because there's kind of this covers a little bit of the topics, but the Hezador Gaming brought this up, and I thought this was actually kind of cool to catch a few of the little small topics. We talked about Forza has gone gold. This is the things we talked about this week. Pragmata has sold over 2 million copies. That's really good. That's really good. This is the part that's interesting is that we kind of knew this, but now that you kind of hear it, you start to think in that the next COD is skipping last gen. So it's only going to be next gen. As well as what other game
Or
is going to
current
be
gen.
current gen? I should say. What other game is going to be current gen only? And that's going to be GTA 6.
And I think
Gonna-
is Madden also this year? It's going to be current gen only.
You are right, sir.
One of the EA biggies was going to be current gen only this year.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. So with the recent we got another chat coming in. Hold on.
I was just having fun. The exclusive ship has sailed. Hashtag if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. Rock on gesture emoji.
Well, there you go, Mac. Yeah. That's all good. I do love it that you guys can get in here and speak your mind, as it were. But the what was that? You want to read? Go ahead.
Yeah, it's just Broke Boy pointing out that info for COD was known last year. Don't see why it's news now.
I think it's because it's probably starting to hit people a lot now that it's really, it's coming into fruition, and then it's going to be probably some announcements and things like that in the next couple of months or sooner that we'll hear some information about that, and even Grand Theft Auto 6. We should get an announcement on that relatively soon. I'd say within the next few months, we'll definitely know about that. And a lot of people are saying, now that, especially since the PlayStation has raised its prices again on not only their new hardware, but on their refurbished hardware has also gone up even more. And that still the best value, the best price to get into this current gen is the Xbox Series S. Is still the best price, and with the ecosystem like it is, with the best kind of the best program out there for Game Pass being still one of the best values. Now it dropped back down in price. Did some changes to remove it, but some people said, well, they pulled out Call of Duty. Well, with the money you saved on that, if you really want Call of Duty, well, now you just put that money right back toward your brand new version of Call of Duty, and you got to keep it forever. You don't have to worry about it being in Game Pass because you saved more money by them dropping the price back down and pulling it out than you would have if you had bought it separate. So it basically, if you were comfortable paying the $30, it's the same way. Use it, buy your copy and be happy because it's basically the same price. Well, actually a little less by doing it the way they did it now. Go ahead.
Now I've totally lost it.
I'm sorry.
It totally went away. Sorry. Go ahead. That's fine.
I apologize. I'm sorry, but speak up. If I can tell you wanted to say something, but you just cut me off, man. It's all good. I don't want to mess your flow. But with the COD thing, so now that there's
it occurred to me. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Especially since now even the Nintendo Switch 2 is going to be $500.
7 months of membership.
Thank you, Meet the Cheater. That's awesome. 7 months. Sweet, dude. That's great. But the Bright Nintendo raised their price. Yeah.
So even that, the closer one that was $50 more is now even more than that. It's $100 more. So it's kind of crazy how the Series S, which is way outperforming the Switch 2, is gonna it's still cheaper. But hey.
Yep. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. That's amazing. So one of the I guess I don't know if it's rumor or maybe it's hopium is that this year that maybe Jez said last year that he's heard that Microsoft is putting a bunch of money into making a run and maybe in Korea to make some consoles for this holiday season to get the stock back in place where they actually have really a decent amount of stock, and now Asha seems to have the ear of the consumer, and she has the blessing of Satya and the board to make stuff happen. So maybe there's going to be some kind of tie-ins, bundles, or at least a discount. Hopefully a Black Friday deal for sure would be great. There's a lot of things that they could do.
They don't necessarily need to just work with GTA, right? Because there's this other little game called Call of Duty that they forget on. Anyways,
exactly. No, you're right. You're right. They definitely need to put a big, and that's the thing. Have a bundle with that. All kinds of stuff they can do to really put it home. Put that stuff on the box, man. push it on the box.
Bundle the shit out of it. Hey, don't have a current gen console? Here you go. Like they did with this, Forza game thing. Right? Why not do that? Have it be like $350 and you get everything.
And maybe they will.
Why not?
Maybe they will. Maybe that's the master plan in the background that we're gonna find out about soon.
Let's do it.
Exactly. I'm with you, man. We need that. It's something that we definitely need them to do. And they're making a lot of changes. There a lot of stuff that was in the works, but she is definitely making things happen now. I think
Speaking of which, I don't think we have this topic on here, but the whole did we talk about it last week with the change of all the new hires that she added in for her sort of executive team?
We didn't go through each one of them, but we did cover a couple of them. Yeah.
Well, we did. Okay, so that happened.
We can definitely do that for sure.
No. If we already went over it, that's fine.
But definitely, well, you can actually we can probably segue into that both ways. With the I guess the announcement this week, which almost seems like for them to quit stepping on rakes, Hargeet. Earlier in the week, they really came right out and talked about the new promotions. They talked about the team that she's getting in place, some of her people from AI in the past, and then she had a clarifying statement that they are actively removing the I guess part of AI. What was it called? Something. What's the name of it that's on Xbox? Shit, it's on my
Copilot.
Copilot, yes. Copilot. Actively removing.
Are we sure that happened before? Oh my gosh, here we go again.
Yeah, like right before the announcement of this.
So Spartan,
yes,
gift another 50 WebDave memberships. Holy crap, man!
Wow. That is awesome. Spartan, thank you so much. My goodness, sir. That is crazy. That is awesome. We really appreciate you doing that, sir. Thank you very much. Spartan, you are truly a legend. Wow, that's crazy. That is awesome. I really appreciate you doing it, sir. Thank you. So people were talking, so people are, a lot of people say AI is bad and she's bringing her AI team in. And then she clearly says that, well, but we're rethinking all that. The reason she brings in those people are people that she trusts, people she knows that will be with her to get things done. I mean, that's the whole point, is they know that the people that she's put in place, that are quote unquote her people. Everybody does it. Phil brought in his people when he got in position of power. Sarah Bond, she had some people that she worked with before that she put in place because they can get things done. And they know they work well with these people, so they can get them in a point to where they can maneuver the inner workings of Microsoft and get what they need done. And so, but a lot of people were complaining about, their AI people, their AI slop. And then who embraces AI bigger than shit this week? Wow, Hargeet. So there's a little snippet there, but yeah, this is from Josh, the editor. I thought that was funny. You see it on the screen?
Yeah. Sorry. Remember when Jason Schreier wrote a hit piece on Larian for using AI? So where's his hit piece on Sony? He heard about Sony's PC port plans, but not their heavy use of AI. Interesting.
Very interesting. Very interesting.
Yes.
So Cork, what are your thoughts about they are now heavily leaning into, and I do have another article I can bring up with the AI. Actually, we can, Hargeet, if you might want to even read this a little more. Then Cork, let him read this first. Cork, and give you a better answer.
Sure. So PlayStation CEO Hideaki Nishino gave an entire presentation about AI in games to investors. Says AI is a powerful tool to deliver cutting-edge entertainment experiences. AI usage examples mentioned: AI performance capture, facial animation, AI hair animation, interesting, AI racing agent in Gran Turismo, AI NPCs with their own personalities, AI tools for payments and transactions, AI upscaling, SMT SSR, AI for repetitive workflows, AI for QA, AI tools for 3D modeling and animation, AI to help studios realize their creative vision, AI to increase production efficiency.
Wow, huh? Crazy, crazy, crazy. Here's some of the slides. Uh-huh.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, cool stuff. I don't know. Cork, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, in true fashion, like it happens, Xbox does something and everyone shits themselves, and then PlayStation does it, and it's just the way the industry's headed. And yep, nobody's really making a big deal about this. But I've said it in the past. I am actually for using AI in gaming development. Not to replace jobs, but to help developers do more with what they have. I'm definitely in favor of that. The way that they talked about some of that stuff, I was like, yep, that's a job replacement. That's a job replacement. That's a job replacement. The way the Sony's doing it. I wouldn't doubt, like I said, with Xbox and Asha, she's bringing in her people, and then she got ahead of the game and was like, no, we're going to drop this. A lot of this stuff being done in AI isn't going to be very consumer facing, in the sense that it'll help you maybe with some things, like I said, like a racing AI agent in Gran Turismo. That's something you'll be able to see, but it's more so to help developers on the back end of it. But yeah, I think trying to force Copilot into Xbox and then pulling back on that was a very, very smart deal, or a very, very smart move. You could have at least called it Cortana or something. Remember when they had Cortana and everything? Like, make it cool, make it Halo something, like that would have been cool to have actually like Cortana, if you're struggling with a boss, hey, Cortana, how do I do this? Or what's the best strategy or something, and then you would get something cool like that. So I mean, but then pulling out fully of Copilot, it just didn't make sense for Xbox to try and have Nadella force that into gaming. Let it be its own thing outside of gaming, and use AI in smarter ways to help consumers and developers build their games. Again, I don't think AI should ever replace, but it should always be a tool. The way that Sony's talking about it, this is 100%, and we're going to talk about their margins and everything later. They need stuff like this to bring down their ballooning costs and their margins, their shrinking margins. They're using this as a way to replace, and that's what I don't like. I didn't really see that with Xbox when they were talking about it. It seemed more so that the core AI people that they're bringing in was more for development and branding, versus how to cut studios, how to cut studios overhead. This, like I said, with Sony's thing right here, it definitely sounds, how can we take developers, they say to focus on storytelling. That's what you have writers for. Like they don't code, they're not doing the animations, they're not doing all their sole job is to create storytelling. So why would you need to take developers, or use AI to have developers focus on storytelling when there's already a position for that? It just seems like it doesn't make a lot of sense with their reasoning on this. But yeah, like I said, it's Xbox does something, and like I said, the whole world melts down, and we got to have 50, 60 clickbait articles about how Xbox is ruining gamers and AI, and then Sony does it. And it's like, well, that's just the way the industry's headed, and nobody, everybody keeps quiet about it. So it's that double standard that Xbox talks that supposedly doesn't exist.
Supposedly. Hargeet, your thoughts on all this?
Look, they kind of need to, like, a lot of these things aren't terrible. I mean, they're trying to leverage it to enhance their productivity. Some of it is stuff that we already do, right? So,
right.
AI exists everywhere, and you just don't like see it. There's generative and general AI, that they're different things, but AI is all over the place. My car has been able to do, auto drive for a while, and so is that not AI? Yeah, it is. It's actually doing analysis in real time and picking what it wants to do, right? So there are levels of that's happening already. It's just constrained to certain areas, right? So we're seeing the same thing in some games. It's been doing, like, you could say all the time when NPCs are deciding what they're going to do to you, especially let's say you're playing a shooter, right? NPC character is trying to shoot you. Well, how is that happening and how is it relating to you? All of that's decisions being made by the computer, right? And you could say in some levels, it's a minor amount of intelligence that is using to say, based on signals I'm getting from you, I'm going to decide these things, right? And where it gets more interesting is if it self-decides when it goes a little further than just saying, I'm going to do what so-and-so programmed me to do versus I'm going to take signals and change what I'm going to do based on your signals, right? So that's kind of an interesting part of what happens. So this has been happening, right? It's just small amounts, right? And now what we're seeing is there's more general AI where it says, I can just think about whatever you're telling me in real...
Dead console if it's Blade.
Oh, there's another one.
That's a good one.
Holy crap. Spartan gifts yet another 50. How many is that up to? But holy crap.
150? 200?
2?
Yeah, 200, I think.
3? I see at least 3. I know there's got to be another one. I know there's another one. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 200. Holy crap, man. Thank you so much for that. But yeah, so like we'll see how that continues to evolve within the gaming context as to what they want to do. A lot of things we wanted to see that for, right, was to say, if I'm going to meet somebody in an Elder Scrolls game and I do something with them, will they remember and will that actually track out in their their journey in your game? Will it track out differently for you versus somebody else, right? And so that would be kind of cool to see, right? That's where you can look at that kind of capability and say, hey, let's step it up and go to the next level, right? So if they're going to do that kind of thing, absolutely, that's great. If they're going to use it to make the graphics better, fair enough, right? That's fine. If it's going to help with the ability to do better mocap, this is where they spend a lot of money, right? So if that part of it can be cut back, that's very useful. If they can sort of model certain things and say we can capture just about this much, and then the rest of it AI can handle for us in certain scenarios, right? It's not going to be like your cutscenes. I doubt they're going to do that, but in other motion flow stuff, they might be able to do that, and that way they can cut down how much they need to do in mocap and maybe save some money, right? So we'll see what they do. There's going to be some interesting trade-offs with that, but it's at the inception phases of learning all that, right? So, but a lot of things they mentioned are already stuff we already know about, right? So your Drivatar, for instance, how is that happening, right? It's if you play a Forza game, when you're playing with the game, your friends show up as other cars, right? All that's based on modeling you, and then the game is sort of using its own intelligence to sort of race as you would, and and then you're playing against your friends, even though you're not really playing against your friends, right? So there's interesting things that you can do with those kind of capabilities. So I'm not going to push that this is a bad thing. I do agree that it's bullshit when they call out one company versus other companies. Like, everybody's doing this. It's fair. I get that. Is this going to change the industry? Probably. There's no way around that. Is it going to lead to some people losing their job? Most likely. Is it going to be a lot? I don't know. I really just don't know, right? When you talk about saving money, a lot of that comes to people. It just does, right? So I would expect something will change there as far as headcount. But it also could just be efficiency gain, right? And you could say, hey, like the same number of people, but it takes 4 years instead of 6 years. That's cool, right? That's a lot of lost cost. Like that's an additional 2 years you don't have to pay out, right? So that game doesn't have to make that much. So that's a good thing, right? So we'll see what they do with this. But I don't begrudge them using AI. I think everybody's going to be doing that. That's just the way it is. But it is interesting with that duplicity of why one company gets bashed for everything, even though they're not using it anyway.
At the 98 celebrates 28 months of membership.
Thank you so much to the Lord. So I don't know, is WebDave here?
I'm here. Sorry. Yes, thank you so much. That is awesome. I turned my camera off and then I was looking for something, and I'm still here. Yes. I'm here. Sorry, and I'm muted.
All
so
right.
I was listening.
Yeah. So I don't know. Do you have other thoughts on this specific issue?
I was going to say to you, Hargeet, as well. Xbox is definitely using AI, but she got ahead of it. So
568 celebrates 15 months of membership.
Thank you, Max. Yeah, awesome. That's awesome.
She got ahead of it and was like, don't worry, this isn't going to affect you as a consumer, but they're definitely using AI in the background for, process flow and all that stuff to cut down on development time and structures and stuff. I mean, honestly, like I said, when I was in QA, I wish I, had some AI tools to help my job after, playing a game or testing a game for 10 hours only to have it crash, to now I have to redo that whole playthrough again for 10 hours. That was very frustrating. And and I wish I would have had like an AI tool to help me along to help with that, or something to cut my time needed that I could be working on other games or other bugs and stuff like that.
And Hargeet, you were correct. That story came out on Tuesday, and we had not covered it yet. So I apologize for that. I you know what? I watch and listen to a lot of shows and podcasts, and I think you've talked about it. But I was on Boom Show on Wednesday. So that's why I thought, well, we've already covered that because you actually have talked about it. So that was my fault, my bad. So, but we can get in that for sure. But also, I brought up this, which is relevant to the conversation as well. Asha's her actual post that she put up. If you wanted to read that.
Yeah. So from Asha, Xbox needs to move faster, deepen our connection with the community, and address friction for both players and developers. Today, we promoted leaders who helped build Xbox while also bringing in new voices to help push us forward. This balance is important as we get the business back on track. As part of this shift, you'll see us begin to retire features that don't align with where we're headed. We will begin winding down Copilot on mobile. And that, by the way, is the Xbox mobile, as I understand it, the mobile app for Xbox. And we'll stop development of Copilot on console, which was pretty close to done. And yet they're just going to can it. So, yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think she's really making the turnaround. And this is so much changes and the way that they're developing. And in the past, when you get a lot of snarky comments from certain, even journalists making comments, and you're seeing people like Stein, dropping the F-bombs to cut them off, put them in place, so much so that they delete the article, and you see you see Jason Ronald coming out himself saying, no, this is not the case, and this is what we're doing, and people are like, oh shit, and so it's really, I think it's the smartest fucking thing they've done yet, is to let them stand up for themselves and not just be the pin cushions. And obviously they're a $1 trillion company, so they feel like they need to set a good example or blah blah blah. But when everybody else is coming at you with daggers and stabbing you in the back and trying to cut the Achilles tendon from underneath you, you got to stand your ground and show people why you are the multi-trillion-dollar company that you are, and you built yourself in the empire into, and how you want to complete the progress of growing the brand. And I think right now, Xbox is in its best position to grow it. And I think from some things that we've heard, can't talk about, but things that we've heard and things that are going to be happening over the next year and all the way up to the 25th anniversary, which I don't know if you've seen some of the 25th anniversary t-shirts that are floating around now, which are really look good. That it's things are starting to go the right way. Cork, what is your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I'm really, really great that they're starting to step up. And this was always my biggest gripe with Xbox, was how they handled talking to how they handled misinformation, I guess you could say, and how they're definitely stepping up. And she's smart enough to get ahead of the game, and it seems like she's really been looking at certain things, because like I said, I think back in the past, maybe Xbox would have just, brought in all these execs, and then like a month later, they would have been like, oh yeah, we're going to cut we're gonna cut Copilot on Xbox, on the consoles. Like, she got ahead of that already and was like, we're doing this all in one shot. I'm bringing these people in, but we're not gonna focus on a consumer level AI for you or things like that. So very smart. Like you said, Stein, Jason Ronald. Some of that bite is coming that I've always asked for is coming back, and they're really starting to put people, because that was one of their biggest things, is they were always having to shut down narratives they never created. They were always on the defensive. They were always on the back foot when it came to certain things. And now Asha seems to really be pushing forward and getting ahead of some of these instead of these narratives, and having others kind of be emboldened to say, no, that's wrong. You're wrong. This is actually the real info. And then, articles that might have taken off and not been addressed for 3 or 4 days are now being shut down instantly, and the new narrative is created, which is the actual fact coming from Xbox, all within 1 day. That's the kind of turnaround that they need, is instant turnaround versus letting narratives build and a bunch of stuff get out of their hands. They're controlling all of it. So well done to Stein, well done to Jason, well done to Asha. This is one of my biggest gripes with Xbox when it came to online presence. They kind of just let people write narratives for them, and they waited until they ballooned too big to kind of do any kind of real control on what the real story is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And brand damage, you got to control it. You have to recapture the narrative, I think. Hargeet, your thoughts?
Yeah, it's well, as far as the specific items of just the Copilot and whatnot, it's fine. But as far as like the messaging, I think she's been doing a pretty good job with that, right? The Copilot thing, it was going to take away power, and there's just no point in like taking away more, especially when you're talking Series S. Like, why would you constrain it even more? So I kind of agree with that. It's just, look, at some point it might be good, but then bake that into the system, right? And make sure that, like, say you're building Helix and you say, all right, well, Helix will have dedicated capability to handle this capability, so you don't have to then take performance away from the games, right?
Right.
You enable this piece, and now you're taking away performance that could be dedicated to games and has been dedicated to games. So you're looking at potentially jeopardizing the performance of games that are already running at a certain rate. And I just don't see how that's a great idea to give you some potential benefit for maybe like 5% of the users who might use it, right? I don't know what if I had to guess, right? They probably field tested this, and most people said, why are you doing this? And that's not what you want to hear, right? And so if it's not a very high value, get rid of it for now. Try to make it into something of value if you want to bring it in later, but then make sure it doesn't cause a performance hit to your games, right? So it's got to handle itself, right? So I kind of like that piece. The thing that has been good is, like, even with the financials when they came out for Xbox and they were bad, she just went right ahead of it and said, they're bad and we have work to do, right? And not let that become the story where they don't say anything. She's like, nope, we got work to do. We're getting there. Don't worry about it, right? Like, that's good. Just be upfront and start talking, right? I think she's been doing pretty good with that.
I agree. You need a drink of water there, my friend? We'll let you clear your throat there. And then if you need to step off and get more water, it looks like you're about out. You're more than welcome to do that. Did you want to read any of this article up here, or what would you like to do? When you put in the chat for me to bring up.
So yeah, this is the one that kind of goes over the what changed, right? And so if you scroll down a bit, we'll just go over the people, right? There's a section, I think there's a table there that shows you who they put in place. I don't know if we can get rid of that. There we go. Perfect. So a lot of these folks are people she's worked with, right? So she kind of wanted to restructure, and this happens. Most CEOs that come in, most leadership changes, you'll see some of these levels of changes that go with it, especially if they're coming from outside. If they're coming from within, hey, that team was kind of already there. They kind of know everybody, so it's okay. They can kind of keep people. Maybe they'll bring in one or two, but they'll mostly keep it the same because they already know everyone, right? Unless there's a major shift in ideology and it just is a clash, right? Then they'll change that person out. In this case, you have somebody outside coming in they'll usually bring in their own, people they've worked with because they have that rapport with them, right? So a bunch of these people came from the core AI, division that she was working in, and they're focusing on areas mostly that was under Sarah, right? So there's not a lot to go with the Matt Booty side. This is mostly to sort of figure out how to handle the Xbox side of it, and that was all Sarah, right? So as she transitions out, remember Asha took over for Phil, but somebody needs to take over for Sarah, and how that works through. So we have a bunch of people coming in for various areas, and they look like interesting areas for them to go after, right? So it does look like they're prioritizing certain things, which is good. And then one of them is from Instacart, and that's for subscriptions and cloud business, which again, interesting area to go into, right? Because Instacart has subscription models, has non-subscription models, right? And so they have a way of looking at it and how they were enticing customers to have a subscription, right? So it's interesting to see somebody else come in with a different mindset. And you've already seen different mindsets where Discord apparently is going to get a trimmed down version of Game Pass. Yeah, that's the kind of stuff you need to do. You need to think outside the box and go, keep going and trying stuff, right? Instead of just wait and see. There was way too much of that wait and see, talking about not doing, which I think she's like more of a let's go now. What's stopping us from doing it today? Right, which is really cool. Like, let's just go. And I think she likes that team because they're used to that. They want that same thing, and they're people that she's worked with where she knows, hey, if I want that done, next week, they'll take it on and get it done, right? I think that's what she's looking for, to bring that culture in, to say, I don't care if it's hard to do, let's do it. What's the thing that's blocking us from doing it, right? And it's one of the things we as customers sit there and say, you're fucking Microsoft. Why can't you just move mountains and do it? Like, I get it if you're a startup. I understand. But startups run faster than you. Like, why is that? Like, why is this a problem, right? Like, why can't you just freaking do it? You have the resources of the entire fucking planet. Why can't you just go? And so she's just bringing in that energy, which is great. That's what you want to see, is like, yeah, we do have that capability. Let's go. Let's do it. Like, why aren't we doing it? Like you mentioned, like the console thing, right? They don't have enough inventory. Okay, what's it going to take to move mountains and make that happen? Let's just do it. We're Microsoft. Why can't you do it? Like, that's the attitude you need to have. Like, why not? Why can't you do it? Right? Oh, it's not done like this. I don't care. How do I make it not done like that? I don't care. Like, that's the way it should be. That the attitude should be, what is it we need to do to make it happen? Right? And they literally have more cash than most countries. So, like, what's the problem? Like, go do it. Right? So I like that that's what's happening. Like, she's bringing in people that are going to push the envelope. I want to see more of this. This is great. All the while, Jason's been upgraded. He's been promoted. A couple of other key people are still there. They're promoted into different roles. A couple of people are gone. And one of them was, what's her name? Soames. I can't remember her full name. Maybe it's in this article, but who, by the way, came in from the devices side of Windows and was there to help with the ROG, right? So, she partnered in to bring in the ROG as a new Xbox device.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you could say, hey, that partnership's done, and like they can continue with that. Or you could read that as a signal saying, well, there might have been a path where they were thinking about we would have partner devices with, with Helix being the one that we do, and Magnus would be available to others.
Mm-hmm.
And Asha might have come in and said, nah, we're cutting that off. It's going to be Xbox only. Right. So I'm just reading into it. Maybe I'm reading it totally wrong, but if that person is kind of gone, and they're looking for their own internal infrastructure and hardware and all that, it's like, maybe that's a decision she's made that says, yeah, we're not going down that path. So the Magnus Helix thing will be the path. Or there might be, Magnus might be used in a cut down form for an Xbox handheld or something like that, right? So, I would see that as a path. But that specific person going away does kind of make me think something has changed in that arena. Just a thought in my head. I may be totally off, but just feels like if you're taking that person out, maybe that's not a needed role anymore. And I don't see the replacement here. So So I'm just thinking that whole idea of potentially having OEM Xboxes, that's nixed. It's just my thought, but I don't know. There's a lot here. I think it's pretty interesting that there's some changes going on, and hopefully this will drive changes in how they focus on Xbox, how they market Xbox, right? The console, the experience, the Windows side of it. We got a bunch of that with the dev, like the dev update thing they did. One of it was just the presentation that Jason Ronald did, right? But the rest of it was all these new things coming into DirectX, which is fantastic. There's so much more focus now on making it. They're trying to take the console experience and making the dev part of that the same on Windows, right? They're trying to bring a lot of the console dev experience over to PC. Great, right? So all sorts of cool things that were focused on there. Again, I don't know if that was already in the works or if that was Asha saying, pull that in. Let's get it done. Why aren't we taking all that and putting into DX13? And here we go.
Right.
Awesome. Like it's great stuff. So anyways, Corkins, I've been talking too much. Corkins, what do you think? Have you?
Yeah, like you said, this is a good move. We need fresh eyes. A lot of people went after her. Oh, she doesn't have experience in gaming. She doesn't. But look at Peter Moore. We used him as an example. Like, he really didn't have a lot, and he was one of the most influential, people at Xbox at the time that really took the company in a great direction. You can't get bogged down by, this is always, nobody wants to. I've used this before. Nobody wants to be the next Blockbuster. Where they didn't adapt fast enough. They didn't look to the future, and they thought, oh, physical videos is going to be the way of the future forever, and nobody will want to use online streaming, and nobody wants to rent their discs on, in mail. They like the classic video game store, or the classic video box store, VHS store where we could go in, or DVDs, or whatever it may be. No one's going to go digital, and look what ended up happening. You can't have people that have tunnel vision and still be in these positions, because then you don't adapt. You never change. And the one thing that people have always talked about with Xbox is sometimes they do get too far ahead of the curve. Look at Dom Matrick. As much as you hated him, he was right. He was right about where everything was headed. If we would have went with that DRM plan, we could be selling our digital games right now. If Xbox was able to do what they were going to do with their digital plan, we would be able to sell digital games right now on the Xbox. But we didn't have that foresight as consumers, and they got slammed for it. But now look at 15 years later or whatever, he was right. And that's the problem with Xbox, is sometimes they get a little too far ahead of the curve of where the industry's going. But I mean, again, that's how you become a $1 trillion company. you basically, you have to be ahead of the curve, and you have to put people like Asha's doing right now that are going to look at the industry in a different way, that somebody maybe that's been there for a while that only knows video games might not see, because they're talking because that's just what they're used to. They can't see a way outside of that. I mean, we're going to talk about PlayStation. Look at how they've been running their business and where their numbers are at now. It's because they haven't changed, they haven't adapted. So Asha coming in and doing a lot of this stuff and bringing in these people to kind of change up Xbox is a great thing. It's a shakeup. We may not, who knows? I mean, it could also be the wrong way. Maybe she might put the wrong people. We have no idea, but I'm always a big fan of change and keeping things fresh and new, because that's how ideas spur. That's how you see and you change the industry, and how you change how things are done. You just can't keep doing the same thing of, well, it's always been done this way. Because then, like I said, you become Blockbuster. So, yeah, with Asha doing this, 100%, I'm all for it. I'll give them, I always like to give people the benefit of the doubt. Give me a reason, or don't give me a reason not to trust you in that sense. I've used this quote before. Some people say it's in a book, but seek first to understand before being understood. And that's what I want to do here. I want to see how to understand what she's doing with these people coming in, how they're going to change it before I make a decision. I wish more people online would do that, rather than just start jumping down everybody's throats, pause, and to like start attacking people on stuff they don't really understand. So let's give these people a chance. Let's see what's happening. Change is good. You guys have been asking Xbox for change and to do things differently, and now that they are, all of a sudden you guys have problems with it. So let's see what happens. I'm excited for the future of Xbox. I want to see some new stuff coming, and I think these are the people. And you spoke about Discord. Yeah, that's not the only deal that's happening right now. So there's more to come from what I've heard. So it's going to be interesting on how they're going to get more of the casual consumer to buy into the Xbox ecosystem, whether that's via the console, whether that's PC, whether that's cloud, whether that's mobile, however they're going to do it. They have a lot of stuff in the works, and I think Asha's the type of person that is going to utilize that growth that she's done at other companies like Instacart and Core AI and bring it over to Xbox.
Yeah. Exactly. It's like I said, it's all positive. I think, everybody puts their people in place, the people they trust, the people that know they can get the job done, and get your friends close, right? That's what they say to do, and to and people that know her mindset and how she wants things done, that are already give them a leg up. And obviously, she's moving fast. She's not holding back, and I don't think she's slow rolling anything. I think this is all full throttle, gung ho, which is great. It's exactly what we need. We did have one comment I wanted to pull up. We had actually, just so you know, DJ, we did talk about this at the very beginning of the show. Not only this had leaked, but Hargeet, you were saying that something about
it was
Lego?
Yeah, it was Lego Batman, right?
Yeah, the new Lego Batman game coming out. Walmart was sending out review codes instead of consumer codes, so people were able to download the game. Pretty much install the game and start playing right away before street date, because they're white. Those codes are what's called whitelisted, basically. Mm-hmm. And if you get a review code, you could start downloading and playing. Those codes are cleared to instantly. You don't have to get embargoed. It won't tell you this game's not quite ready yet, like if you play on Xbox.
Right.
So yeah, that they were sending out review codes versus, I don't know how they got them. Maybe somebody at WB hit the wrong button or sent them the wrong stuff. But yeah, they were sending out codes to everybody who pre-ordered digitally with Walmart. It's been fixed. I tried it. I tried using my card. I tried using my PayPal. It said every time I bought it, it was instantly canceled, and it said the policy team was looking into it.
Yeah.
There you
go. Yeah. So good stuff on the change here. There's another article that Jez had written that was really good. So I threw that in the private chat. I don't know if you've had a chance to even look at it.
I did.
But if we have time, it'd be interesting to talk about that. But we have the other big topic, so I just want to make sure, like, Corkenstein, do you have time? Like,
yeah, no problem. Yeah, I got nothing. I already did my Mother's Day stuff earlier today, so
all right,
I am good.
So sorry, I'm gonna let you read it.
Yeah, so to save Xbox, Asha Sharma doesn't have to defeat PlayStation or Steam. She has to defeat Microsoft itself. So what this is kind of a revelatory thing of stuff that they've seen. Like, so Windows Central and other media people have seen verified of what was happening, and essentially, like, summarizing a lot of the stuff you've seen for the last 2 years, 3 years. It's been what we expected. It's Satya and Amy, a lot of it Amy, telling them they need to, get to a different performance target. So to put it in perspective, PlayStation just had its financials for the year. They came in at 9.88% profit. The target here was by 2030, they need to hit 30%. That's ludicrously high for a platform holder, ludicrously high. So that was what they were working towards. And because of that, a lot of things got switched around. The reason you keep seeing 30% decline in hardware sales is by design. They did that. And that was because Microsoft said it's not a high enough margin for us, so we're not going to sell hardware. So, and they, the Xbox team had to keep fighting, but we kind of need a console. What are you doing? And so they pushed that we would not be building as many consoles. And so that's why you're seeing the 30% drops. And that was the expectation that they were putting onto Xbox. And so that apparently, according to this, that was all verified that has happened, that actually happened. So a lot of the things you're seeing, the performance targets being that high, the pushing to go to PlayStation for games, that was all driven by them. The increases in Game Pass price, the ludicrous levels of everything, the $80 game thing, that was also them, not something that that Phil and team wanted. But that's what, and that obviously got nixed immediately because the game was just not pre-ordered at all, right? Until they changed it back. But these are the things that happen, right? And the brand damage that happens because of these stupid moves, right? Also, it's not just limited to Xbox. They did this to many other parts of their business, Windows included, Surface included, even GitHub. Like they're creating quite a mess, and it's all about like that short term. I want that 30%. Yeah, but like long term, you're gonna lose stuff if you do that. Didn't care. It's like, well, okay, well now that it actually, the shit has hit the fan, now they do care, because it's basically destroying these brands, and other people are coming in and saying, well, we can compete now. And their big monopoly with Windows isn't such a monopoly if people are saying, I don't want to upgrade to your new version, I'm going to go there. And that's not cool. So they see that signal, and that's all in this article. We'll throw it in the chat for you guys to read all of it. But there's a lot of cool stuff in here that kind of gives you a background of what's been happening. I call it the fuck Phil thing, because that's literally what they did. They fucked that guy. I don't know why. Like it absolutely, you could see a shift of everything Phil was doing, and then suddenly it went totally different direction. You're like, okay, all right. So, anyways, that's to me what it seems like. That's what I read out of this. They basically came down and said, "Thou shalt," and a lot of that's detailed here, guys. Asha has to undo that. Thankfully, they see it. So at the Satya level, they see it. At the board level, they see it. So hopefully this means that there'll be leeway, and there won't be 30% ridiculous performance targets for a freaking console platform. Anyway, whatever. So, I can't even, where would they get that money? Anyway, whatever. So that whole thing has been changed. We're seeing the changes already, right? Where Asha is like trying to invest back. We're doing more marketing. There's more investment in certain areas. Yes, that's what we need. They had to fight to keep Helix. They had to fight to even have Helix. Okay, that's how ridiculous things were, and that's it's thoroughly too bad that this happened. And the sad part is you can't guarantee it won't happen again, because the next person after Satya could come in and do that, and you'd have to hope that they see that long term you also need health for these things. That means invest back, and you have to do that. It can't just be 30% gains like your software divisions do. It's not going to work that way. You have to take a little bit of a hit to have a consumer based thing, and I'm hoping that they learn that lesson and it stays that way. But it does seem like this was the ridiculousness that was happening has just been confirmed. We all guessed it. We all guessed that something was happening. It's not Phil's mindset, but it's corporate coming down, and thou shalt, right? And but this basically just outlines, yep, that's literally what happened. We have verification that it happened. Like, okay, that it sucks. It really does suck, because like unfortunately, because of that, Phil could never fix it, because Phil's entire image got destroyed by this stupidity. Even if he could fix it, even if Satya said, oh, we screwed up, go fix it, Phil can't fix it, because nobody would trust him. So the only thing they could do was bring in somebody else.
Yep, his credibility was
just sad to me. It's really sad, but it is what it is. But yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? Did you get a chance to read it, Corkenstein? Did you read the whole thing?
Yeah. I mean, we've been talking about this for months, and I think once all this stuff started happening, all of us instantly was like, Nadella and Hood. We already knew that this is what it was. This wasn't Xbox. This wasn't Phil or Sarah. This was Nadella and Amy Hood. This was Microsoft coming in and doing what they do, and at the profit, or at the will of the shareholders, to see better results, and not understanding what the business actually is. That's why Phil was such a great CEO, because he understood gaming. He was a gamer himself. And a lot of the stuff he was doing was great for Xbox. It was great for us as consumers. And then this stuff happened, and you could just, like you said, you could see the shift. It totally went the other way. And and it went the opposite direction of what he was already laid a ton of groundwork for. And it sucks. Because yeah, like he's a great dude and he did a lot for us as consumers and as gamers, only for that to be, a little bit tarnished because of Nadella and Amy Hood. So I don't doubt it. Jez isn't wrong on this at all. That 30% was silly. I mean, granted, it was, until 2030. I think it is what they're looking for. But when you're looking at that long term, there's going to be a ton of cuts you're going to have to make. Some aren't going to make sense and some didn't make sense, like you said, with the hardware and things like that, cutting back. Overall, yeah, they put the needs of the shareholders over the needs of the consumer on this one. And you could see that was the shift. And it bit them in the ass, sadly. And that was Microsoft, not Xbox. But yeah, like I said, I've always said it, corpos are going to corpo. They're going to do what they want. And it's not for your best interest. It's for what their best interest is as shareholders and stuff like that. So it's sad that that's the direction. At least now we have somebody coming in and it's like, hey, no, that's not the way to do things. Let's change it up. And I mean, we've already seen it too. I'm pretty sure Nadella, the only reason why he's changing is because he saw the shares lost like 20% or something like crazy like that. Microsoft lost a ton of share value. And I'm pretty sure the shareholders were calling him up. Hey, what's going on? What are you doing? And then now this is the shift that he's having to make because he was a dumbass and went, like I said, put the needs of the company over the needs of the consumer. And that's what happened.
Yep. Yeah. I 100% agree. But they're giving her free reign. They're giving her the chance to, I don't say 100% free reign, but they're definitely giving her a lot of leeway, a lot to be able to make some changes and get some things done. And some stuff, some stuff may have been in the works and crazy that stuff happened. All right, for example, something very simple is going to happen on Wednesday when everybody gets an update to their consoles. 4-second little clip. I'll let it play a couple times. But this is going to happen, and this is this is on current gen consoles to make sure that everybody realizes this is not your daddy's Xbox anymore. That's
love it.
Me too. Take the audio down, let it play for a minute, but she implemented this. She's like, hey, what do we got? And they're like, ooh, what do we got to do to put it on the consoles now? And somebody's like, well, this file is, let's make it happen. Let's do it. Let's download it and put it on every fucking system that we have. What do you think, Hargeet?
I love that this is happening. Do you remember the 360 era when you would get changes all the time?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Even when it started, it was like 4 or 5 iterations of what it ended up becoming, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's well, where's the change? It's been so dead after a year or two. We had some changes on Xbox Series consoles, and then and this is, I want to see that. And she's saying it's gonna be every 2 weeks now. We're gonna see changes every 2 weeks. Fantastic. I love it. You want to see new stuff happening. Why? Enthusiasms. Oh, I want to see what happened in my console, right? Turn the stupid thing on, right? That's what you want to see, right? Yes, bring new things. Yes, awesome. I would love to see it go further and say, hey, you want to have the 360 startup? Sure. You want to have the Xbox original startup? Sure. Why not? How difficult can it be, right? It runs a little longer. So what, right? So if you want all that, sure. Why not just make that an option too, right? This is just obfuscating some boot code that's running in the background, right?
Oh,
so
cool.
Whatever, go ahead and put whatever you want. And I love that it's actually green instead of just black and white. It's
yep.
Why wasn't it green to begin with? Why wasn't it freaking Xbox green to begin with? This is awesome. This is exactly what you want to. It looks so nice. The little light at the bottom, and then shines on the bottom. I love it. It's so good. It's so good.
I agree. Cork, what do you think about this, man? Do you love it or what?
Oh yeah, 100%. This is the level set I was talking about with Xbox that they're doing for Helix. They're completely level setting what Xbox is, and this is something that is absolutely must be needed. Especially this is the perfect time. You're going to be coming out with a new console. You have all your staples releasing. You have Forza, Halo, Gears. You have so much Fable. You have all these, you have all these games coming out that were staples for you back in the Xbox, days and original Xbox days. Even some of the 360 that made the 360 what it is. And you're doing stuff like this. They're bringing it back and they're level setting what Xbox is. This is why I'm excited for the future of where this is going. It's going to be really cool to see the direction with the new people and how they're doing. This is something that people were worried about Asha not having gaming experience, and look at everything she's bringing because she's looking at it not as a gamer but as a consumer. And looking at it like, hey, why aren't we doing this? Why aren't we doing this? Why aren't we doing this? And asking those questions and getting this stuff done because she's not a gamer, she's a consumer. She wants to be, or looking at it from a consumer's mind point. And this is the stuff that you're getting. So that was why I left the insider program. I was like a skip ahead or something like that, is because there wasn't enough changes. I was getting these back end updates, constantly updating, but no real changes like this. This is what I wanted. This is what I wanted in the program. There's a lot of really, really cool stuff that they could do with this. I mean, imagine now that they're level setting. What if you had, a custom startup for Gears, or a custom startup, for Halo, or a custom startup for Fable, or Halo, all of a sudden, instead of, the womp, it starts off playing the first few notes of the Halo, as your console's booting up. Like, how magical would that be? I'm gonna tell her that when we see her in June, I'm gonna drop that on her, is that we should have like custom startups, and it wouldn't take much, but yeah, little cool stuff like that would really bring back that feel for what Xbox is. We are Xbox. And that's where I got this too. I actually got the new logo on the hype chain. So that's what it is it's not as colorful yet, but I'm working on that. But yeah, it'll be cool.
Heck yeah. Hargeet.
Well, first, Spartan. Oh my God, dude. Another 50 WEBDAVE membership.
Thank you so much. That's 250.
That's 250.
No, my goodness. Yeah, I mean, I would love to go further than that. Like, there are, you could have themes, right? And have the theme change the entire thing, right? And so you could have a Gears theme, and even the startup sound for the box, right? The box has a right. You can even change that. Like, so for my Halo one, I have a Halo sound, right? And that's the only custom box they've made, right? So I have that with the Halo sound. But it's like, well, why not have that for everything? Now I understand there might be some EPROMs that it might be difficult to find, right? But Helix is coming. You could obviously change that and say for Helix, you can do that, and make sure that is a viable thing to do, right? So if they can make it happen for the current consoles, I would love to see that too. My controller, right? And I think you can now do that on the console, but I'm not sure. On the controller, you can change the color of the light for the Xbox guide button, right? Can you do that on the console too? Like, just that would be a different color. I don't know if that's true. I think they do that or not, but I'm not sure. But if not, then that would be another thing. Is why not change that as well, right? Be able to customize what that looks like for a color. All sorts of potential options, right? So it's an interesting time to see if they can fit with within the 2-week sprint. What can they keep giving us? And like, I want to see more. This is a small thing, doesn't take a lot, right? And you can just keep rolling out something small all the time. And then what used to happen was major updates, right? Every quarter or so, you'd get a major update. Like, I haven't seen one of those either for a while, right? It doesn't seem like I see that kind of thing happening. And I'm hoping we get that too, right? Is that you've got your 30, 40 million, whatever players on your Xbox Series consoles, and you do have some major updates for the UI, for the functionality, right? We get even minor updates is awesome, but I even like some major updates, right? It used to be fun to see, oh, hey, we just changed a whole bunch of things. Maybe like a June showcase, you would see that kind of thing saying, oh, hey, we're going to add these 12 new major things, right? And boom, here it comes, right? And like, this is the exciting stuff, right? For the platforms. Like, why do you want to be here? Because the platform has features, right? And it would be cool to expand on those features and make something different. Like, this is awesome stuff. So I hope they keep doing a lot more. And it looks like she's fully behind that. So, and she's getting a whole leadership team that's going to be pushing, right? Like, why aren't we doing this? Let's push, right? By the way, this all needs to happen on Windows too, right? So very cool that you have it here. Gee, Asha, wouldn't it be nice to have Xbox mode do that on the PC as well? Like, couldn't it boot up the same way and bring up the right? Just saying, it's a possibility. Just saying, it could be that you could do that too. Maybe Xbox mode should do that on the PC side as well. I'll just say that my when I was using Play Night, it did that. It literally had a mod that you could have it start up with the original Xbox Series, black and white. It brought the whole thing over. So if they can do it, you can do it.
There you go.
So let's bring this innovation over to Xbox mode on PC as well. But yeah, I'm loving this. I think it's great.
Me too. I think it's cool, and hopefully it's just the beginning. When you, Cork, you said something that just as soon as you said it, this is what popped in my head. Is that if they had say, for example, you had a Fable boot up, and had like the little Fable character do a little spin around with the sword or something or whatever. But the sound you hear them kicking a chicken. That's what you need.
You could. It would just be something simple of like a chicken being kicked across the screen.
That would
and somebody is like chicken kicker, or something like that. Like something
or
small
fly at the screen.
That. Like that would be cool. That's an homage to what Fable is. Like those old the old school players like us. The graybeards. We would look at that and be like, yeah, Fable. That's cool. That kind of thing. So.
Yeah,
there's so much like cherry blossoms. They could have cherry blossoms, like the screen turns pink and then cherry blossom or white and then cherry blossoms flow down. Gears. You have a Gears chainsaw rip through the Xbox logo.
Yeah.
Really, there's a lot you can do there, and you don't have to stop at. You could do it for Call of Duty. Now you could do it for Elden Ring. Anytime you have a new release, this is the boot up screen to get people. You don't want full screen ads. Get a boot up screen instead. Now you don't have to see that full screen ad. You're getting it already when you boot up your console, and you don't have to push A to skip it. It just automatically does it. There's so many different things that they could actually do with like a custom boot up. That would work. So like I said, I'll push it. I'll see what they are. I'll talk to the wizard.
Go ahead.
And I would go beyond that with the whole theme, right? So as I'm walking, like in my interface, the entire theme changes to that game, and even like the sounds of like it goes pluk, 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 whenever you click over to the next thing or whatever, right? That sound changes to whatever else, right? So it would be cool to just have themes that like totally change the entire look and feel. And look, we think about the games we like, but just consider personalization is something she wanted to do, but kids want something they can have like a SpongeBob theme or a Paw Patrol theme or something like that, right? Why not, right? It could be all sorts of things, especially the ones that are larger and their own, right? They have so many of their own, properties that they could leverage. There already are dynamic backgrounds. If you look, the list is massive. The number of dynamic backgrounds they have. Just imagine that being a full theme. The entire color scheme, everything shifts along with it. The sounds shift along with it, right? So all of it could be done that way. It'd be really cool. Oh, by the way, we should have those kind of in the PC Xbox app as well. So Xbox mode should have themes. It should have dynamic backgrounds. All that stuff needs to come in, Asha. We have a lot of stuff happening not over there. So that needs to get fixed. But anyway, again, this is just great stuff.
I was thinking too, like for Gears, you could have Dom and Marcus's, they do the whole heat up, and that's already almost like an X, and then you have it transform into the Xbox logo. Things like that. There's so many ideas I got going on right now for different games across their platform. That would be really, really cool. Like I said, somebody mentioned Blade, for that coming out. It could be, him slicing it up or, slicing the X in the actual, it's just like a green. And then he slices out the actual X part that we're seeing right there. A lot of cool stuff. And it's red, black and red instead of green. It's there's a lot of cool stuff.
So it has like the circle coming down. That could be blood dripping.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
You talked about the
We'll
Halo
let it go
sound
to
effect, right? They had that at one time, right? The actual box that had the Halo sound, right?
No, it does. My box does. So when
Exactly.
I turn it on or off, it has like a Halo sound, right? It's not
So
the
what if
normal.
what if the
like,
new
beep.
one, you the Halo one, you turned it on, and then it makes that iconic sound at first from the orchestra, the voices singing, and then you have Master Chief and his head turns, he looks right at the camera, and he's like, "It's time to finish the fight," and then just sorry.
Yeah, I don't know
Anyway.
how long that can be, but they can figure all that out, right? But yeah,
Oh,
so
yeah.
in the current consoles, I'm sure it's like limited to a few seconds or whatever. But you know, for that little beep thing, the little when you hit the power button.
Oh yeah.
But yeah,
Good times. And of course, this is all.
yeah.
We're just wishful thinking, and Corkenstein, maybe you get a little buzz in the ear. Cork, congratulations, by the way, on you getting your kit.
Oh, yes.
Your box. So yeah.
Thanks. Yeah. Let me see real quick.
Oh, hold on. Let me bring it up. There we go. Look at that.
Look at that.
Look at that.
Awesome.
Yep, I got my Project Helix box, swag box. I do have a video, an unboxing. I know Paris did a really good one. I did my own. If you guys want to check that out, that's on my channel in the description below. But yeah, I got my swag box. That was really cool of them to reach out and ask me if I wanted one.
Well, dude, you do a lot for the community. Although you're very modest and say that you don't, but your Reddit that you built for them is absolutely outstanding, and your membership has grown and grown and grown over there. So thank you for what you do, sir. I
appreciate that. Yeah. Thank you so much.
There you go. And again,
all right.
I gotta say a big shout out again to Spartan for over 250 gifted memberships tonight. That's absolutely insane. Crazy. So thank you, Spartan, for that. We really appreciate it. And somebody said there's a bunch of people watching live. Please, it was our 230 people watching on YouTube. Well, just so you know, it is so that right now there's over 380 people watching us live total, watching us both on X and on YouTube. So thank you wherever you're watching. And Lotus is free.
Oh my goodness!
Wow. Thank you, Lotus.
Lotus Esprit gifts another 50 WebDave memberships on top of Spartans with 250. Holy crap.
Wow.
Thank you so much, Lotus.
Thank you. That is awesome. We appreciate it. And with that, guys, you know, if you get a membership, please thank Lotus, please thank Spartan, please thank everybody. And of course, FARK QUE, that gave memberships, and Bram Stroker, who's generous to give. Oh, I'm sorry. and everybody else. There's a couple others that gave memberships too, and we appreciate each and every one of those. Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah. So what was the name of the other one? Hargeet, go back to one. Read his name.
The Deceiver. The
Yes.
Deceiver was one of them.
Thank you.
FARK QUE was one of them. FARK QUE again.
Yeah, thanks.
Bram Stroker. That'll never get old. I was actually on that podcast when it actually happened. That was great. That was so great.
All right.
All right. Oh my goodness. And just to not be outdone.
Oh my God.
Spartan drops yet another 50. Holy crap.
Dude, thank you. All right. Thank you very much. We greatly appreciate it. Please save the rest of your money for the consoles and all the good stuff that's coming out. You're going to need some money for the holidays, man. I'm telling you. But thank you so much. I don't want to say, and I'm appreciative. I'm very appreciative, but I'm definitely not going to be like these other people and be greedy and no, there is no sub goal here. It is greatly appreciated. Thank you so much. That's why we make our memberships just $1 to make it affordable for everybody. Way you can interact with the community. But thank you so much. Wow. Appreciate it greatly. And Lotus.
Wow. Lotus.
We have a
another
comment.
50. And then
Shield charging up on start.
Ooh, that would be a good one, Dairy. I like that one. and for that, Dairy, you get this. Just for Dairy. There you go.
Exactly. And I got to shout out this gifted another 50. So Lotus is free now to 100. Jesus.
Wow.
Thank you, Lotus.
Thank you. Wow. That's all right. So we need to move on because this is crazy. Thank you so much.
The final big topic, I guess, right? So the big topic.
Yeah, the final, but yet there's so much more we could talk about. So which one would that be? Would that be
the financials of PlayStation?
This little I like that image. I thought we put that one up. What do you think?
Yeah. So Okay, so just basically, the financials came out for PlayStation for the year. They did decently well.
Here, I'll give you the
They
actual one. I just thought that was here we go. That's
Yeah.
a little more context for you.
But
Sorry.
for the quarter, going from quarter four before to quarter four this year, their sales went down for the PlayStation from 2.8, I want to say, to 1.5, something like that, million units sold. Not unexpected. It's now 93.5 million total sold. But because they're sort of at the sort of at the plateau of where it's going to end up, right? You don't expect it to get too much more. It's kind of slowing down. And they said that last year, just to be fair, right? That we expect next year to be a drop in console sales. It went from 18.5 the year before to 16 million this year. That's not bad. That's not terrible. That's still quite a few consoles, but it is down. And then the quarter itself, it went down a lot. But this is just kind of the way it is. And so it looks dire, but it's not dire. They still sold 93.5. Their expectation for next year obviously is also going to be lower because, well, you've gotten to the point where it's close to 100 million now. How much more are they really going to sell, especially now that they've hiked the prices, right?
Yep.
So you will get a little potential bump because this does not account for the recent price change.
Right.
So there was a little bit of a rush to go buy before the prices go up. So you might get a little bit of a bump. I don't know if it's enough to offset. So it may still be a drop from the previous, Q1 now, because their fiscal year ends at March. So the previous Q1 to the new Q1, we'll see. That'll come out sometime in the summer. We'll find out. But it's
hold on.
kind of expected. Oh, here we go.
What surprised me the most was their third-party sales and the impairment loss, because TBH, I feel Bungie is worth way less, so I expect another.
Agreed.
Yeah, we'll get into that one. That's the big guy. But yeah, so overall, they did decent. It's mostly flat. That's what they're calling it. Though realistically, their profit margin did fall a little bit, so it's now under 10% at 9.88 or something like that. So that's not. Now let me be fair, that's net operating income. I don't know if they've actually told us the profit level. It's net operating income. I just generally use it because that's what they have. That's what they've actually made. So I just use that as the number. They could have a fudged number that includes stuff to come and whatever, right? But I'm just going with what they've actually reported, and that's what they reported. So not great there, but still not terrible. It's kind of in line with where they've been. I'm sure they want more, and that kind of gets hit by this one, right? So Sony revealed today that it has recorded a 765 million impairment cost against Bungie. The 3.6 billion Bungie deal hasn't worked out well for Sony. Shocking. Especially as it was supposed to be to bolster what has become a disastrous live service push for PlayStation. So just to kind of explain that, this is across two different quarters, Q2 and Q4. They took a bit of a loss in Q2. Now they took a larger loss in Q4. Combined, it's around that 765 million range. And what that means is they spent that money, invested that money from Sony's side with an expectation of a return. Basically, this is Marathon not quite producing what it should have. The other one was probably the end of the Destiny life cycle. So they lost a little bit there, but they lost a lot more here. And the expectation was, hey, we invest this money, we would get a return back. So we would get that money plus extra, right? And what they're basically saying is here, not happening. So we're just going to take the hit. We invested, didn't get the return. We'll just tell the shareholders it's a loss and admit that it failed. And that's kind of what this is. That's not good news for Bungie. I know there was still more, stuff being said about that from them that, hey, we're looking to, oh boy, here we got more. Lotus Esprit gets another 20 WebDave memberships.
Thank you, Lotus. Such generosity. You guys are so awesome. Thank you. We appreciate that.
But anyway, so they are saying that they're going to try to keep the user base they have with Marathon and try to keep giving them content. At least that's what they're saying. I always hear corporate speak here. This is them telling their investors, it's not totally a loss. We're not really writing the whole thing off. It's not a 3.6 billion loss. But in my mind, I'm just thinking this has got like a little bit of runway before they just turn it off. That's where I think is, unfortunately, I've heard enough corpo speak that it's like, yeah, okay, whatever. What I'm not hearing is we're going to invest. We're going to, we're going to give them the ability to give content and keep the customers they have. Okay. Where's the next game? They don't have like, so if you're not telling me that, oh no, we have this new game in development, I'm sorry. I feel like they're going to strip it down to the bare bones or they're going to kill it and say, you know what, we're going to form a new team whose job it is to keep Marathon and Destiny alive. And it will hopefully be self-sustaining. And that's that. Unfortunately, I don't see this going well. Good luck. Maybe I'm totally wrong. Right. But like, I've heard enough corpo speak that that's what it sounds like to me. I would not be shocked to hear that Bungie is stripped down or there's massive layoffs at Bungie or Bungie is closed and there's this new little support studio that just keeps Marathon and Destiny running. Again, I don't know. Like a lot of the stuff they did not help, right? They brought this in. You can talk about all the egg on their face with this was a better acquisition than Activision Blizzard King. That obviously is bullshit. Just in the fact that like freaking Call of Duty will bring in more like 3.6 billion in revenue every year. Forget the fact that it brings in
Bungie
profits.
is more valuable than Activision, Jim Ryan.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you can just talk about the egg on their face with that stupid statement.
Yeah.
And this was supposed to help them with their live service push. And boy, has it failed. The only game that worked, oh my goodness, Spartan then also gets another 20 WebDave memberships.
It's going toe to toe.
Thank you. Jeez Louise.
No, you guys stop. It's okay. Thank you so much for your generosity, but you don't have to. Go ahead, Hargeet. Sorry.
The only games that have worked so far, if you want to consider them live, is Gran Turismo, which is an existing franchise that has been running for the entire time. MLB The Show, again, an existing franchise it's based on baseball and has been running the whole time. And then Helldivers, that was the big success for them. Again, Helldivers being a sequel made by somebody else, but they own the IP, fair enough, right? So that's been the big success for them. Outside of that, has there been another one? Like, I don't know. Am I missing something that they've put out that's been a good live service game? I don't know. Everything seemed to have fizzled and failed. This was supposed to help them learn how to do it. And they needed help themselves, apparently. It's not working. So yeah, this is kind of the big news that you really got out of this is that they basically had to take a massive write down on Bungie. And I don't know what that means for the future of Bungie, but I wouldn't expect it to be good. I also have very little hope for Fair Games to actually make it to market.
Yeah.
But maybe they'll try to push it. But that studio, it wouldn't shock me if they just say we're gonna cut and run and we're done. I don't know how much more you want to keep investing. But yeah, there was some big takeaways like that. So console sales did crash a bit, but kind of expected. There's going to be more of a loss going forward with a larger price to entry for those because they've increased the prices for those. So some of the negatives there. This is probably the bigger one. Trying to think if there's any other. So the third party, they're still. Let me get like the exacts before I say anything. But like, it's okay. The other thing that was interesting to me was the operating income was dramatically lower this quarter than the previous Q4. It was something like 100 to about 50. So that's a pretty big drop for operating income. And that's not a good sign, by the way. That's a very bad sign. You want your operating income to always be somewhat level and good. That's a massive, massive drop. And let's hope that stays that way. If it doesn't, it gets back up to normal, that could spell disaster for them. Because if they're looking at 5% targets instead of 10% targets, and look, they want more. Hiroki walked in and said, "Where's my profit? What are you doing? Where's my money?" Right, and that's why they did the slashing and cut all these studios and all that stuff. I think they're going to see more, and it really confuses me. Then, if you're saying you're not making money here, why would you pull games from PC? It's just opposite of what I would expect.
Hargeet,
Because if you're go ahead, sorry.
They never said that though. That's the thing. They just had a big.
They have
financial
not.
thing. They have not.
They have not.
Amazing
To
that
be
didn't come
fair,
up
they have not.
because they probably haven't stopped.
I just can't imagine how that's going to work. If they're in a decline on profits, I can't. Every bit is going to help them. And if you can make $200 million extra, just think of how much that bolsters that bottom line. I can't see them saying no to that money. But, look, Microsoft can survive that kind of stuff. Literally, they make billions upon billions in profit from all their other, it just doesn't matter. They're usually 30, 40 billion in pure profit every quarter. Okay. And you're talking about like they make about for the whole year, they made 3 billion in profit. And I'm like, you want to cut down more? I don't see the logic there when like Sony themselves said like 25% of our business is PlayStation, and that's driving our profits. And like, so if you're going to tell me you're willing to take away more profits, you cut down your car, that's gone. You cut down your TVs, what's left? I don't, at some point you have to say that just makes no financial sense. Like, unless they say, hey, we're going to put out a PC store. Okay. I can see that one. I can see that and say, okay, I want the full 100%. All right, fine. I can see that one. But taking away an entire segment what they should be doing is day and date. I think they need to expand where they make money. Their games need to generate more profits. I just don't see it. Like the idea that this is going to keep going when the majority of people are starting to move towards PC, like, dude, it's just not a good idea. I just don't see it. And I hope like that they are recognizing it and not doing stupid things. They don't want to kill themselves for the future. Fair enough. But they themselves, Hiroki came out and said, because of the memory prices, we're not looking at doing this until 2028 for PS6. And that's when we're looking at doing it, not releasing it. So that could be 2029 before they release something. So you're telling me for the whole next 2-3 years, you're not going to sell anything on PC? That's just nuts. You're not going to sell more consoles. I don't see it. I don't see the value. It seems dumb to me from a financial perspective. I think they should look at the whole like PlayStation, console warrior narrative and understand there's a business to run. Sony needs to make profits and return that to shareholders. And going down this path of let's just forego money, I don't know, man. That seems pretty crazy for a part that's massive to the Sony bottom line. I don't know. I can't really see that happening. But I don't know. I've rambled on enough. What do you guys think?
Give me 1 second, Cork. I want to say two things. One, from what Hargeet is saying and what the head of Sony said, D-Batch, it looks like I might be winning our bet. Man, that's a $50 bet that you said they were going to be coming out next year.
2027, right? And like he's just outright admitted he's not even looking at it until 2028.
Yeah.
Like,
but don't worry, D-Batch. We'll give it to the end of 2027 before you have to pay up. Anyway, but also, what did Jim Ryan say? PC or the console players are not enough. Not enough. They have to go put it on other places like PC, like Xbox. I mean, I'm just saying. Yeah. Future's going to be bright, Hargeet. Just saying. Cork, your thoughts on all that.
I was laughing when Hargeet was like talking about, Hideki, where he's like, where's my money? It just reminds me of that scene from Family Guy where Stewie's all jacked because he's on steroids and he's beating the crap out of Brian. Where's my money, Brian? Where's my money, man? Like that just reminded me like of that scene. He's just like beating up devs, beating up studios. Like, where's my money, man? Guys, I've been saying this for how long now? The last year or two about PlayStation, that they're not going to be in a very great spot if they don't transition and change their business model to adopting the PC day and date, or moving out to multi-platform sooner than later. You could go back, take a look. 2 years ago, I've been saying this for the last 2 years, and look where we're at now. This is the cause and effect. Jim Ryan, as stupid as the statement was, Bungie could have been more valuable than Activision in getting PlayStation where they need to be for their live service. not as a like more valuable
Hold on,
for.
44 of their slides showed PC with the slogan of right time, so the games will come to PC, but it will be slowed down to sell the PS6.
Yep. There you go. Sorry, Cork.
No, all good.
All coming.
Yeah. To where we saw where hold on, dang, I just had a brain fart too.
Yeah.
What was I talking about? Now I totally forgot.
How handsome I am, how handsome Hargeet is. Yeah, those
yes, definitely. I may end up in your room after a few weeks.
oh, hey, slow your roll.
Yeah, I'll just go off on my spiel.
You're
With
talking about
Bungie, yes. Oh, there we go. Thank you, the Richard Omega. Yeah, with Bungie, they were more valuable to PlayStation, not would be more valuable buy to the consumers and what they want to buy and what like in monetary value. They were more value to Bungie or value to PlayStation to get their live service where they needed it to be. Live service is, and I'll say it again, live service for PlayStation was the correct move. Where they went wrong is they thought they could sit there and be like, oh, guess what? God of War, live service. The Last of Us, live service. Spider-Man, live service. They thought they could just get their major IPs and make them live service. It doesn't work that way. You can't. Live service and your single player narrative heavy games they're two different beasts on how you monetize them, how you sell them, how you play them. All of that stuff is completely different. So yes, in theory, you could get a God of War live service game, but it's just not going to be that great unless you rapidly change what makes God of War. And then you're not getting that IP. Your core base that loves God of War is going to be like, what is this? This is crap. I'm not going to play this. And you lose out. So, and same thing, like I said, with Spider-Man, like as cool as the idea sounded when they were going to do that, I think that multiverse Spider-Man multiplayer game, as cool as it sounded, those that have played Spider-Man 2, can you imagine doing that same stuff over and over and over and over and over again for 50, 60, 70 hours? Yeah, I don't know. That would get very tedious and monotonous, and I would stop playing a game like that. They maybe, I'm kind of putting it generally and simply, more generally than what it actually is or what it could be. But the live service option but they also had other games. Twisted Metal, right there, live service. Twisted Metal live service would have been insane. That would have been a crazy moneymaker for you right there. Different cars, different skins, all of that stuff. You really could have done something very special with Twisted Metal as a live service title, and instead you canceled it. You canned it. When there's a hot TV show, that's associated with it. Yeah, there we go. Factions, Into the Spider-Verse, that's the one. A photorealistic Monster Hunter clone and SOCOM. Yeah, SOCOM. Yep. That would have been amazing. A multiplayer Killzone. Things like that. You have the IPs, and instead they rested on the 4 that they've been resting on for the last few years now, like The Last of Us. The Last of Us, Horizon, God of War, and Spider-Man. They sat back and was like, how can we make these live service when you already have games that are amazing for live service, like Twisted Metal, SOCOM, Killzone, all of those games, those classic, Infamous probably would have been a better game live service than Spider-Man. As far as a gameplay value, not as like a major IP recognition, but as far as gameplay value, that probably would have fit better as a live service title. So yes, there is value to what Bungie could have offered to PlayStation, not to consumers, but to PlayStation. They really could have done that, and they just haven't. Instead they turned Destiny into a FOMO mess. An absolute FOMO mess. And that's why a lot of hardcore players left. That's why a lot of casual players left. Is because casuals don't have the time to sit there and play the same game over and over and over. You know, it basically got to the point where if you missed a day, you felt like you were behind in Destiny. That's why I left. I left a while back, and I just couldn't stand it. And then Marathon, great game, absolutely solid game. But it's for a very niche audience. It's a great game, but for a very niche hardcore PvP audience. That's not the casual consumer. That's they want something easy to play, like Arc Raiders. Arc Raiders is definitely something that a casual consumer can pick up, play, and feel like they're making progress and not have to worry about losing a lot if they miss a day or two or maybe a week. They can come back in and make up that time. You can't do that really, I don't think, with Marathon or Destiny anymore. Well, now Destiny now, I think, because they changed a lot of stuff, but it was a little too late. They would have definitely made more money revamping Destiny to Destiny 3, where they made it like a hybrid, like MMO RPG-ish kind of style. That would have made them a ton load of more money than what Marathon would have, or the direction that they decided to take Destiny 2 down. But yes, back to PlayStation. Yeah, they're not changing their model fast enough to where they can change and get that money that they need to put themselves in a stronger position for the future. They kind of rested on their laurels, you know, and they took that number 1 spot and they just sat on it. And now we're seeing, especially with, you know, the console market was already stagnant. It's already kind of dying off a little bit. You know, the numbers for PS4 weren't the same as they were for PS5, or the numbers for PS5 weren't the same for the numbers for PS4. That's true. You know, they were down like 1 million, I think, 1 million or 2 consoles. That's horrible for console market. That's horrible because you want growth. You don't want it to be stagnant or lower than what you had previous gen. That means people aren't investing in consoles. They're going somewhere else. And that's why you're seeing more going. That's why PlayStation's not going to move away from PC. Jason Schreier took that like little tiny tidbit and everybody ran with it as gospel. When that's not going to happen. PC is one of their larger markets, you know, and that's just the way it's going. I can't see them pulling out of PC. If anything, they need to dive in heavier and do day and date. Day and date PC has to be the option going forward. And we've already seen, look at, they haven't gone and their console sales are declining. What difference does it make if they decide to go day and date PC or not? It's not affecting their console sales. It's not affecting their brand image. It's just setting them up into the future to have that profit margin. They're back down to single-digit profit margins. We learned that already when we had the Sony leak a while back, that these exclusives weren't selling, that they were ballooning their budgets on all these games to make a ton of money, or to spend a ton of money on these big AAA budget games that weren't bringing the ROI that they needed to take them to double-digit profit margins. We learned that three years ago, and they're still making the same mistakes, thinking that's the definition of insanity. Doing the same thing over and over and over, expecting a different result. And PlayStation they need to get their stuff together. And the sad thing is, media is not holding them accountable. Their own consumers on Twitter, even though Twitter's not a real place, you know, their own consumers there aren't really holding them accountable and calling this stuff out. We need better from you, like they did with Xbox. And look at where we're at now. We get things like Game Pass. We get things like Quick Resume. We're getting really great quality of life stuff that the consumers and said, hey, we need better from you. And they've been delivering. So yeah, it's sad where PlayStation's at. You know, they're still fine. I'm not saying that they're going to be out of business in 2 or 3 years or by next gen. You know, but you know, maybe in 2 gens they might be, if they still keep making the same mistakes that they're making now. They have to get a foothold in the PC market sooner than later, and they're not going to stop. They're not going to stop. It would be stupid. I guarantee you there's already a Ghost of Yotai build ready for PC release. There's already a Saros build ready for PC for release. They're probably working on a Wolverine build for PC for release soon.
Wait, didn't Wolverine already come out for PC? Oh wait, that was sorry.
That was the Insomniac leak.
I was just kidding. Yes.
So So yeah, that's the thing is I can guarantee you there are PC builds either in development or sitting on the sideline, especially for things like Ghost of Yotei and Saros, ready to be released. But because of their incompetence on how they're handling PC, we probably won't see them for another, well, maybe Yotei this year, Saros probably next year, but they need to release those sooner than later.
Yeah, agreed. And there's, like a couple people in the chat have been saying that I wonder if Sony's going to make an announcement at the Summer Game Fest for Yotei coming to PC. That could be interesting. It's very interesting. So Hargeet, we got Fonz.
Yeah. So first.
Yes.
So first, to go over this, right? I did see the transcript of that now. That's now posted. So I've seen that. So page 34 of their slide does show this. Do we want to show it? Maybe
heck yeah, we want to show it. If you pull it up or send it to me. Either way.
Let me bring it over. Yeah, I can just bring it up. Hold on. Let me put this in here.
Oh, what's up, Fonz?
Fonz.
Hey, Fonz is here. Nice.
Yeah. We get to see him in LA too. I can't wait.
Of course.
Yeah, Fonz is absolutely, look, I know Fonz has a reputation of being a gruff, mean old man. He is the nicest person in the world. I'll try and stay awake when you talk this time, Fonz, because pretty time you make me sleepy because your voice is so soothing. But he kept saying the other day, he's like, "Oh yeah, Dave, stay awake." No, I'm not like Tim Dog staying, falling asleep in a show. Nope, not happening. Anyway, there we go.
Right.
But there are other stuff too. That's actually, I've been told that there is a Horizon Lego Xbox build and other stuff, that there are Xbox builds supposedly out there. I've heard stuff, but they're looking at multi-platform.
We shall see if they come to fruition. But I've heard of some other tentpole titles that have been out there, and I haven't seen the actual evidence, but it comes from somebody that I would say they know what they're talking about. But it hasn't been officially announced. It hasn't been released. Yeah.
Before I get into the slide, let me get these out of the way. Holy crap! There's been more. Lotus Esprit gifts another 50, and then Spartan gifts another 50.
Guys, thank you so much for your generosity, and everybody that got one. Awesome. I definitely feel blessed that you guys are donating so much. We really appreciate it. You do not have to continue doing this back and forth, but thank you. I don't want to sound ungrateful, because we are very grateful that you did this. Well, thank you so much for doing that. But man, if you guys are awesome. And look, and they're even back and forth thanking each other. You guys are awesome. Fonts, make it rain. No Fonts, you have no idea how many gifted we've already had. We already have like 600 gifted memberships tonight. Insane. Thank you so much, guys. We really appreciate it, or more now. So wow. So, but go ahead, Hargeet. I'll let you talk about this.
Yeah. So this is basically part of the AI component that they were talking about. And that's one of these slides. This is about the AI capabilities. But prominently in here is PC. And I think this hints towards them having their own store, because what they're looking for is, AI to push the right place for the right messaging, for the player to have the right thing at the right place, right? So, and to do that, you kind of need to have a hook into that store. And I think that's what they're really hinting at here. But, you have their various engagement points where PC currently is Epic and Steam. Where it makes a lot of sense for them to say, let's put our own store there, because at that point it would not matter if they went day and date, because they're getting the 100%, right? So that's all they're driving for, right? That the whole point is, you're on our console, so you give us the 100%, right? It's in our store, right? So if they can do that, I think that gives them a good leverage to say, we'll put it here day and date in our store on PC, but you can get it on Steam 6 months, a year later, 2 years later. Okay, fine. They can play that game. It may work. It may not. We'll see, right? PC players are also very kind of loyal to the Steam store. So we'll see how it works. But personally, I wouldn't be averse to this. I'm happy to pay, PlayStation, their 100%. And if I can get their game day and date on PC that way, fine. I don't care. As long as I can play it on my PC, it's fine. It's fine. Just make a good port, right? Exactly. But I can totally see them doing that. And so that's what this slide is kind of hinting at. But PC is still prominently there, and I know there's still multiplayer stuff, but like whatever, I think they're still gonna put their games there. It just makes no sense to me to take it off. It'd be nonsense, like especially with the profit levels they're at.
Hargeet, did you see what Fuzzy said?
Cough, Oracle backend cough. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. There you go. Oh my goodness.
I still, as Spartan says, I still hate the control scheme of Red Dead games.
Yeah, it's a great game, but it's definitely not the
Yeah,
not the best.
I don't know if a
I tend
PC
to agree.
storefront though would work for PlayStation. Reason being is they don't have a live service title to bundle it with. You know, like that's the only thing. Like the only reason why the Epic Game Store works is because they have it on Fortnite. They have Fortnite. That's the only place you can play Fortnite other than Xbox PC. You can't get Fortnite on Steam. It's not there. I just can't see people uprooting their own store, uprooting from Steam and having to create a whole new library when they've already set the precedent to release their games on Steam. I don't know, it would seem like a waste, and people I think would push away.
Well, can I push back just a touch and just say this, that so if you have a PC right now, then you have the ability to play Steam games, to play Windows games, to play the Epic Store games, and it basically just be another one of those. It'd still be on your PC. You just download and install it. You play it there. Maybe you get better discounts, better pricing, day one, those kind of things that they could do for the PC. If it's their own store, they're getting 100% profit. If they're getting the 100%, I mean, those are things to think about. Plus, with that too, I mean, if the new Helix is a slash PC console, then couldn't you have that Sony store on the Helix as well?
Yeah.
So this is where it does become interesting, because if it's their store, they could block it, right? That's one of the things they could do. It's their store, they could block it on Helix.
Could they?
Right?
If
Steam
it's a
isn't gonna
Windows
play.
backend? So like if it's Windows, if it's based off of Windows, could they block it?
They could. You can basically within their store, they could say, I'm detecting hardware XYZ. I'm going to stop working here. So it's fair for them. Steam is not going to play that game.
Nope.
They will work on anywhere you can have Steam. Your game has to be playable there. That's the way they do it, right? Outside of the fact of Linux or something like that. But if it's available, it's going to be available, and they're not going to base it on the hardware device, right? If you're running Windows, you get the Steam, you're going to be able to play the game. So they're not going to play that. But they could play that game if they wanted to with their own store. That's fair. But I kind of agree with Cork on one part of this. Like gamers on PC really don't like being told they have to go somewhere.
Yep.
Steam it's the store du jour, and you're welcome to put your game anywhere else, no problem, as long as it's also on Steam. And if it's not on Steam, look, Call of Duty tried this.
Yep.
And they gave up and went back to Steam. Call of Duty gave up. Yep. I just, it's a tough one, but I can fully see it. Let them test it. Let them do it. And if it works, it works. The worst thing is they would just have to say we'd have to simultaneously launch, just like Xbox does, simultaneously launch it in their store and in Steam. They're not giving up on Steam. Go ahead and have the game there too. No problem. Right. So let them play their game here and do what they want to do. And if they, if they don't, if it doesn't work, it's a simple enough fix to just say, nope, we've rescinded that. It'll be day and date on Steam as well. Right. So, but I don't see them going away from it. It's just with those numbers. I don't know. How do you do that? like the other part is Saros. It didn't exactly sell. They didn't actually chart. Neither did Marathon. I'm just saying. Anyway.
Hargeet, speak up. What did you say, sir?
Neither did Marathon.
Neither did Marathon. Huh.
So like, and Marathon's everywhere, right? That didn't work out. But like Saros did not do well to chart well enough to show up. Now, to be fair, it's not in this quarter, right? So what we're talking about is numbers we're getting from others. And it came out maybe like for a couple of days, and it had a certain amount of usage or sales, as it were, but it did not seem to chart well. but we will find out hopefully the next quarter, right? How well Saros did, and good luck to the game. Hopefully it does well. But it seems to be tracking much like Returnal did, and that's that's not a lot of sales. Let's just say. And I think that game needs to be put on PC. Get whatever you can. Just get whatever sales you can. Keep that studio afloat. I hope they kind of see that. But whatever.
That's a comment from Fonz.
No, Fonz. We've talked about it. I mean, my expectation was it was going to be in that Returnal range. It is what it is. Like, I look at that kind of game and like, meh. It just depends. Like, if people like that kind of game, great, right? But a bullet hell game, like, whatever.
It's a very niche. It's not very niche market, but it's like Marathon. That's a niche game for a niche consumer. Saros would be kind of the same. Like with Returnal, I thought they would go a little bit more casual route with and get more people. Supposedly that's what it is. The learning curve isn't as bad or as hard as Returnal is. It kind of gradually puts you in there and stuff. So they did work on that. So I thought maybe it would have tracked a little bit better than Returnal, but I don't see it doing like gangbusters. I mean, even Astrobot only did like 1.5 million. And I know that seems like a lot, but for a game that's so casual friendly and that anybody could pick up and play, and kids, you would think it would do a lot more than 1.5 on initial sales. So it's not a bad number, but it's definitely when you have an monthly user base of 130 million. You're getting like 1% of your consumer base buying a game. It's not a great look.
Yeah. But so that's kind of it. The Sony financials were a mixed bag. There's a lot of negatives, but some standard good stuff too. It's okay, but
lemon.
Soros on Game Pass equals a better bag, thanks store.
Yeah,
true.
That's probably true. It's probably true. And they could work that on PC Game Pass. Just saying, it doesn't always have to be console, right? But
that's right. I mean, you think even it wasn't technically at the time, but Death Stranding 1, the quote unquote PC version, was able to get onto Game Pass. Not the console, but
that was also due to a contract loophole with 505 Games.
Yep.
Yeah.
But it did happen.
It did happen, yeah.
So, anything's interesting. It's so good stuff, man. We've almost 3 hours, guys. Thank you all so much for being here tonight. We do have another couple of topics we could go over, but I think we're probably going to wrap it up because the one topic, the big one, I guess, would be not big one, but the big one to have left would be our expectations for the showcase, which hopefully we're going to have Cork back on before the showcase. Less than a month, Cork. We got like 3 more shows before the June showcase happens. So we'll see if we can get you back on again if you're willing to, sir. So next week, I know we have Holly's going to be on. That blue number is going to be here, and then the week after that, on the 24th, we are going to have Fuzzy Belvedere or Fordza Belvedere, as Mr. Boomstick calls him. So Fuzzy will be here on the 24th, and he's going to break us down all about. All about Fordza for sure. That's going to be exciting because this man can race. And I'm excited to have his input on there. And then the show on the 31st will be it'll be the weekend before the showcase. And we're trying to build a super panel is basically what we're trying to get some people from the community that we know are going to be there to come in and drop some bars, what they think, and speculate. Some people that are, I guess, that maybe Hargeet that are on our WhatsApp our list already. See if we can get some of those guys in that don't normally get to join us, or maybe don't even normally get to jump in. Maybe maybe we'll have Colt, maybe we'll have Fonz, we'll have a whole bunch of other people. Maybe try and jump in and just say a little bit of their expectations and that kind of thing, because it's going to be a rumors, a speculation, definitely episode. So it should be a good one, don't you think, Hargeet?
I hope so.
Yeah. So before I pass it on, wrap it up, everybody. Yeah. All I can say is, I haven't. I've already started hearing some things And I'm not saying anything. No spoilers, no nothing. No, I don't want to be these guys who are like, I heard this, and then it'd be wrong. Be like, oops, egg on my face, because things change, as we know. And Justice alluded to that he was dead set that a certain Final Fantasy game was going to come out at a certain time, and then they pulled it. And of course, they're going to tell him that they pulled it last minute, and then like, kind of like, oops, I thought you said this was going to happen. I said, well, it was. So things like that happen, and so not going to hold anybody to the fire, but I don't want to spoil anything either. All I can say from what I'm hearing, if even half of what we're hearing happens this at the Summer Game Fest and at the Fan Fest or the showcase, holy shit, guys! Last year was good. Yeah, it turned it up to 11. That's all I gotta say. It's game on. Gonna be big, gonna be exciting. I can hardly wait for it, and we're gonna bring all of you guys along with us. So don't worry, we're gonna have lots of good information for you from all the different content creators, which are so many amazing people in the community. A big shout out again, and thanks to all of the gifted memberships that we had tonight. FARK QUE and Bram Stroker and several others gave amounts. Even one would be fantastic, so we appreciate that. And then of course Lotus and Spartan went crazy and just showered the web with plenty of gifts. Thank you so much for doing that, guys. We really appreciate the support. It really means a lot. It was awesome. And again, guys, we really appreciate your time. I know we're super late, and we're going to wrap things up. I'm rambling right now, but that's the way it is when you're tired. But dude, Spartan, I wish you were there, my friend. I wish you were there. But I'll tell you what, as it gets closer, we'll try and reach out. Maybe we'll do a phone call with you. Maybe I'll do a I don't know, some kind of video chat thing where you can show you around some stuff. Maybe have a little special private message with you from some of the cool people. I can definitely record a few thank yous from some of our members of the community that might surprise you, who I can get to say hi to you. So there you go. All right, I'll see what I can do. Put that on my belt. First and foremost, Cork, thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate you. And not only is he the man with an amazing content that he puts out. Tell everybody about that, where they can reach out to you, where they can find you, and of course about your amazing Tesla driving skills. Sorry, what?
Yeah, thank you guys, everybody. I always love it. Yeah, whenever you need me on the panel, I am down. Just put up the call. I will answer the call, sir. Anytime you ask. So appreciate it. You let me be on here. So I run in part with other moderators. We run the RXbox subreddit community. We just wrapped up a big contest with LG where we were giving away a 100-inch micro RGB LED TV. We just wrapped that up. We also did another one with another developer doing an AMA where they were giving out designer roles if you came up with a really cool idea and they implemented it in their game. We have a few more AMAs coming up. I'm hoping to get some pretty good ones before the showcase comes out. But then I do also have my own YouTube channel, Corkenstein Gaming. It's in the link below. I did my little Project Helix unboxing. Oh,
go ahead. I'll play it in a minute. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So I did my Project Helix unboxing. So go check that out if you guys can. And then hopefully I can start doing reviews and previews. I just got to pump my numbers up just a little bit more so I can get accredited at certain sites for those codes and reviews and things like that. And then, you can follow me and all my horrible takes on Twitter or X at the Corkenstein.
Corkenstein, thank you so much, sir. We really appreciate that. And it's pronounced Corkenstein.
Yes.
I'm just kidding. Just kidding. And of course, my friend and the man who makes this show work. I'm telling you, it is the one and only Hargeet Chani. Hargeet, please tell everybody where they can reach out to you, where they can find you, and throw those up in the corner. Put your widgets up there as well. Let's see. Here's your YouTube widget.
Yeah, so you can subscribe to, well, first, Corkenstein, thanks for coming on.
Yes, thank you.
And then, you can subscribe to my channel, Hargeet Chani 1 on YouTube. You can get my merch, including this guy, the Make Xbox Great Again. The shirts are there. Check it out if you want, shop.chani.us. And I'll be on with Fonz on Tuesday. Check that out.
Heck yeah.
And with Boom on Wednesday, and with C Money and Doodle, I think we're still on for Friday. So 8 p.m. over there. But yeah, check that out. We'll be back next week and go over the next set of fun. It seems like there's freaking news every day now. It's just crazy how much stuff is coming out. And we're not even talking about the games like mixtape. We didn't even talk about that whole controversy about what happened there, and like the games that are coming out this month. My goodness, there's so much cool stuff coming out. So yeah.
Yeah. And I'll just say that there's probably going to be a few surprises drops after the shows, the summer showcase and the Xbox. Don't be surprised if we don't get some more Game Pass love goodness coming our way after the Summer Game Fest. I'm just saying, be ready. Hold on to your hats, boys and girls. This is going to be wonderful. Exactly. Oh my goodness. I feel like we need to play the theme from Willy Wonka or something. Anyway, but speaking of themes, thanks, Mac. We'll play P-Lump's theme for him. And P-Lump, where you at, P-Lump? What's up?
They see me rolling.
Watch him rollin', watch him go, watch him rollin', watch him go. He be rolling down the street, he be rolling to the beat.
There you go. And yes, and P-Lump will be at the Summer Game Fest. I helped him line it up to get his ticket. So he's got his ticket to that, and we will see him in LA in June. So there you go. So yeah, expect good coverage from him as well. So exciting, good times. Yeah. So as we wrap things up, but thanks again for everybody joining us tonight. Please don't forget to pull that down there, Hargeet. Sorry. Don't forget to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you haven't subscribed, it's literally doesn't hit the subscribe button for the channel. That way we get our memberships up. We're trying to get over 4K and subscribers. That would be great. But again, if you just give it a like or a thumbs up or share it out with your friends, that is also greatly appreciated as well. So thank you all so much. Oh my goodness.
Wow. Sweet Jesus.
Another 50 memberships by Spartan. Holy crap.
Thank you. You have blessed us so much tonight. Thank you. And a big thank you to you from all the people that got memberships. Wow. I know. Crazy. Day Reezy. It's crazy, isn't it? Look at that. Exactly. Spartan. Yeah, Fonz, that's been happening all night. It's been amazing. So thank you so much. We really appreciate it. But yeah, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Hargeet, I don't know what else to say. I'm just rambling at this point. I think I should get us out of here. What do you think? Ready to go?
We're done.
We're done.
We're good.
All right then. See y'all next week, and thanks for watching us here on the Gamers Council.
If you like this video, please hit the like button.
Game over.